don't know.
Honestly,
I think it was KT, but
if
I'm
she
not
was
sure.
a KT fan, maybe she should have scheduled that before the T1 series. 'Cause honestly, that would actually be stressful, right? If you were watching that series,
Oh,
you could
true.
see, you could just hear it.
Maybe you hear the casters talking about how it's a done deal, and then you're like, oh, okay, I don't have to watch this. Or listen to it.
You couldn't watch it anyway. You'd just be like,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just turn it off and listen to some nice, relaxing music instead.
Okay.
It was a KT, well, it was a person in the KT fan area, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Wishing them the best.
Leeson. Renekton.
Yeah, so some of the standard bans, right? The Malphite, Jace, Rumble, Nico, some of our most bans, but not seeing the opt-in to the Azir Orianna trade-off at this point. So, Bro thinking heavily about what they're going to do with this final ban. And they are going to ban Ambessa with the Renekton taken away, feeling like it gives too much power to that. Now, does BDD just slam the Azir?
Yes.
Yes, he does. Now, on the side of Bro, they can look to, if there's an AD carry they want to prioritize, like Varus. If there's a jungle they want to prioritize, they can snap those up right now.
Or a Kali.
Yeah, they can look to prioritize. They could leave mid until 3. And just look to snap up jungle and AD carry now. A lot of teams have been taking Varus very early.
You can also play Orianna. Pantheon available.
Go Talia Pantheon, and if you don't want to go Orianna, Talia's been doing horribly in terms of win rate in the LCK.
She's just not good right now.
Really bad.
I don't think
Feels
it
like
should be
champ
as high prio.
just isn't doing damage, but a lot of teams like her into Azir, and she does sync well with Pantheon, so they could pick her. But Orianna Pantheon, probably a better bet. So
yeah,
they will go that. Didn't opt to prioritize an AD carry in that situation though, so now over to KT.
Oh boy. So they're gonna get a Azir Varus.
Do we get Cuz's J4?
Probably a jungle.
J4?
Xin Zhao?
Oh, Xin Zhao instead. Which, you know, we felt like the Xin Zhao was going to be a bit lower priority, you know, had been toned down. No, they're still playing it. They still love it. Can't get enough. And not actually going for the an AD carry pick, it seems. Going for the Cassante for Perfect. And then over to Bro. Do you pick up an AD carry here and prioritize that? Or are you just going to pick a top laner for casting and just match? If it's Sion Cassante, okay, you can just do that. You know,
or you could play top Varus, the new solo queue hotness.
Legally allowed to. Or you could go Gwen. That's a lot more interesting. Casting saying, hey, you want to pick a tank into me? I will pick something that can actually just scale up and be a menace. And that's what he does. So pretty cool. And now both teams haven't picked that top side, going to the second rotation. The Varus was obviously something that didn't get a massive look in. I do feel like, obviously, Bro has a ton of damage, a ton of AP damage as well. I think Varus could fit with that comp quite well, especially into the Azir, who does suffer a bit into that long-range poke. They're going to open up with some support bans, the Alistar taken away. On the side of T1, KT.
Telecom.
They are both, yeah, you know. It's been a long day. They're going to ban the Varus, which I think makes sense.
It's only been 3 games. I mean, we could have 3 more.
That second game, it's the second game.
Second game
it does it, you know?
That was like as much as 3 games.
Yeah. It really just, yeah, it did things.
I guess Amy really didn't want to play Varus. I feel like priority-wise, it should have been picked in the top 3, but they just don't pick it and then ban it. So
I think the Yunara ban, pretty good, especially when you have a tank top. And especially because we talk about Yunara being something that's often picked game 2 when a lot of like the point-and-click CC is like being taken away, like the Vi, but like Vi hasn't been picked, so... Which is also interesting, Vi just didn't really get a look in. Nocturne taken away. So actually, they were suspecting it might be a Pantheon support flex, and then they go Ori Nocturne. So actually a pretty cool read there by KT on what could be a possibility. Looking at the Corki to come in here.
Then you
pretty
have
good.
Pantheon support. I feel like they could have just let it happen. But
I mean, yeah, but
sure.
it could catch them off guard, you know, if they end up going to a mobile. Are they just going to slam Calista Renata? Or Lucian is a Braum or Nami?
Or Melio.
It's Lucian Braum. Okay. Rakan, I think, is pretty safe. Good matchup into the Braum. And that's a pretty fine lane. I think Bro pretty happy with his draft so far. You know, you have really good scaling here, multiple damage threats, good engage, you have the Shockwave as well. Whereas inside of KT, you know, the Azir is obviously a reliable longer range damage threat, but you have this Lucian who's very short range. I think the main selling point of this KT composition is the skirmishing power of Xin Zhao, Lucian, Braum. That is very strong. And just in general, you have a lot of auto attackers with Braum, so those early skirmishes, that's what Bro needs to not fall prey to. If they opt into early skirmishes, that's where they can just lose the whole game. Like, if I see them fighting in the river level 4, I'm going to pull my hair out. But if they manage to navigate that and just not opt into those, I think that late game is pretty crazy strong. So if they just get to the late stages of the game, this game is pretty just chill. And if we're being honest as well, lots of games have had a slower pace. They've kind of just meandered a good amount.
Yeah.
Comes to dragon stacking, Baron's hard to push the pace of the game, so just don't make a big mistake and your composition is very stable later on. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. You know, also we've seen the Pantheon Orianna be super potent. You have the Rakan to back it up. I like the Bro composition. Just please do not try to fight them level 4 in the river.
Okay.
I beg.
Specifically level 4 in the river. If it's level 5, it's okay. Brion up against KT Rolster, game 1 right now. Off we go on to the Rift, match 20. The last match before we do get into Super Week next week. Make sure you guys are tuning in for that. It will be best of 5s, 1 per day, between relatively evenly matched opponents, depending on the day.
I'm excited.
It's going to be fun. I just like best of 5s.
Do you
I
think
it's going to be
the DN Supers
interesting.
get an advantage on Super Week?
I'm going to say, yeah, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Flash on in, it's Braum, baby. As we're getting in there, Teddy in a bit of trouble already, has no health. And that's a nice little trick you can do, level 1 Braum. We don't really have level 1 invades anymore, but in the 2v2, very strong.
And honestly, I feel like this lane, if you don't do something like that, plays out very passively. So I like that angle. Unfortunately, home guards are super broken, so you don't actually get a major advantage off the back of that, but it's still marginal, you know, and you end up burning the flash off the Corki. He is a safe AD carry. He's going to have that Valkyrie available, so it's not like, you know, if you're playing into something like Varus or an Ashe who is immobile, it could really put the hit on. It's not the end of the world, but still, it's a good play. I like to see it. Nice aggression there from Ghost. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on that later.
Casting is a pretty interesting player who has had a lot of success in Challenger League, actually. Has been on a lot of first-place teams. Did get second in 2025, but before that he was first place, and I feel like Bro probably got him for relatively cheap, even though he did play a little bit in the LCK for KT. But shows a lot of promise, but has to prove it in the big leagues, you know, and he hasn't necessarily done that yet. He's been okay, but he hasn't put on like a big performance, so I feel like it's a nice prospect for Bro. Curious to see how far this guy can go.
I'm curious to see how far this invade can go. Yeah, the Braum enough to scare them away. Gideon just opts to go for his Krugs instead, so red taken. The extra pressure from the bot lane paying off here.
So Gideon's going to flash away. Doesn't seem to have any ability to get away from the Xin Zhao. There's the stun, and there it is. First blood in the jungle. As Cuz being very annoying, sticking around for longer than Gideon expected.
Yeah, also, did he use his shield at some point there? Yeah, it was kind of weird. Cuz just tracking him, jumping him, has the red buff advantage. And a bit of a flub there from Gideon. who gets pretty heavily punished. And this all kind of stems from that level 1 from Ghost, I feel. Punishing any bot lane so he can invade, have that pressure, take the red, take out Gideon. And a good start for KT. Getting the Xin Zhao ahead, definitely an advantage you want. I will say one thing though, this does lower the chances of Bro opting into a skirmish in the river at level 4. So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, it's like you fall to a disadvantage, but less of a disadvantage had you gone for the level 4 play, so.
Yes, maybe this will convince them not to fight and stall out the game.
Worth.
Yeah, so was his E just on cooldown? Because he doesn't... Did he not level E?
I'm thinking he didn't level it.
Did he double level Q?
I think so.
Oh, that's so greedy if he did. Honestly, if he did, then he deserved to die. I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely possible. I mean, makes your clear a little faster. As BDD is going in, it is double Q, confirmed by G-Sun. So you heard it here first. Ox says he deserved to die.
Yeah, well, there you go. Unlucky. That explains it, though.
Yeah.
Well, he's level 4 now, so obviously has all of his abilities. Clearly didn't expect to get invaded. Little ward over the wall there from Roma. BDD gets a little trade in. Do you see casting with a little bit of a lead in the top lane? Things going well in that lane. I feel like if you're getting ahead early as Gwen, always nice to see.
Yeah, Perfect's just kind of got to be the sponge. He's not Sponge. Sponge is on a different team.
He's also a jungler.
Sponge is on Nomshim now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he plays jungle, not top.
But he's being a little bit of a damage sponge, having to sit there and essentially just, well, take damage from casting.
I think it just feels rough because, I mean, the thing is we have different AP top laners because Rumble also, like, Rumble has just been monstrous at every point of the game. But at least just Rumble, like, Rumble's a lane bully, and then once you get Kanik Rukin, you can kind of mitigate that. But he's still annoying late, but, like, Gwen just continues to scale. So you get Rukin, and it's like, well, she's less likely to solo kill me, but she's still going to be a menace in the side lane, and she's just going to become a monster later. Gideon was fishing for something there, but I don't think they're going to dive a level 6 Cassante, but he's just like ensuring his top laner is safe, which I think is a pretty good investment of your time. And it's been a slower game, which, again, this is great for Bro. We have many a time talked about Bro and Brew.
Yeah.
This is a completely different Bro, but, you know...
Same Brew.
It's like the ship of Theseus, you know? You change all the parts, still the same boat. This is confirmation. It's the same boat. They're still...
Same with KT, though.
It's exactly.
You change all the parts over there, and it's...
And it's still KT.
The team just never changes.
Exactly. So there, we've solved that age-old conundrum. It's the same boat. It's the same team.
Yeah.
They're still Bro and Bruin.
We have figured it out.
With completely different players.
Yeah, I do. One thing that does worry me about the LCK is now that our games have kind of been confirmed to be slower, it's like all the teams collectively are like, all right, we're just going to be Omega passive now. We have had like some high action games. Like even yesterday we had some pretty decent action. But I just feel, I have this sense of like a trend beginning, you know? A lot of Azir bans, Azir Orianna. Sitting back, farming. Not too much aggression.
Yeah. I mean, maybe teams are just still figuring it out and we see some new way to leverage advantages, right? Or maybe it does just become more laid back until certain points of the game and we get more time to talk about wheelhouses and Mauhaus and such other things.
Yeah, we never really closed that loop.
Nope. Moving on. That was last series topic of conversation.
But basically it was a connection between sports and business that somehow made it happen. And it was just like an old nautical term that they essentially revived in baseball. And then it became like in your wheelhouse is like a business term. So it's pretty interesting, actually, the origin of it. Anyway, Gideon is going to go ahead and take the grubs.
Yes, Gideon grubs? Oh my god.
You better believe it. He's back on the grub.
He's back on it. Classic. You can't get enough of those grubs. Honestly, if Gideon made a cereal and just called them Gideon Grubs, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Degon would definitely buy it.
Dion would definitely buy it.
Cuz would buy it. He just took some there.
Yeah, you know, it's actually not crazy for that to happen in sports. I remember my brother had this old box of... So there's a hockey player called Sergei Fedorov. Doesn't play anymore, obviously. It's from a long time ago, but it was some cereal box that he made with his name. It was like Fedorov Frosted Flakes or something. I don't even know what it was, but it's not the first time it's happened, is what I'm trying to say.
I thought they'd call them like Sergios or something.
Well, problem is a lot of the time is, especially in hockey, very much known by your last name.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like...
I have to work off that.
Also, Fedorov is a little bit more unique than Sergei. Same with Brendan and Valdez. You know, that's kind of why I made the switch as well.
So you could have just been... Wait, were you called just like...
Yeah,
past the name just Brendan before?
Yeah, that was me.
I didn't know that.
StarCraft, that's what I was. I was just Brendan.
So you were Brendan Valdez, and you became Brendan Valdez.
Yeah.
That was the...
Well, I'm not the only one to do it.
Someone came to you, they were like, Brendan, we think your name isn't original enough. You need to use something else than your first name. And you went, you know what? I've been racking my brain. I'm no longer going to be Brendan Valdez. I'm going to be Brendan Valdez. That's what you came up with.
That's basically exactly what happened, except I was the person that was like, you know what? Brendan is not that original. I should change it. So I was like kind of having that conversation with myself.
Wow. You're one of a kind.
Hey, you know, Dracos used to be something else, and then he moved on to Drake. That's also his last name. He just wasn't named Daniel beforehand, so...
We also have...
that helps him.
Degon, Daniel Gonzalez.
Yeah, in Degon's case, I'm kind of curious because I feel like... You know, I was actually thinking about this on the way to work, strangely enough. I didn't tell him about it, but... Like, I think when he was younger, he was probably called Degon, right? Because there are so many Dans and Daniels. I mean, you're Dan... Daniel, basically Dan. I'm Brendan. He's Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah.
A lot of Dans.
So many Dans. It's a really common name, so...
Yeah.
To tell him apart from the other Dans, they probably just called him Daniel. Or... probably just called him Degon, not Dan.
That's what they tell him apart from the other Dans, they call him Dan. Wow. Thanks, Brendan.
They really figured it out.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, KT got another Drake. And,
Cloud Soul. So, Speedy. I think a good amount of value, but I don't think it's like game-breaking Cloud Soul in this one. I
feel like Sante is going to like it the most.
I think it can be nice on Lucian, because I think that extra movement speed with the culling and also just navigating teamfights is nice, but I don't think it's like a game-breaker. Like, you're not going to get Cloud Soul and be like, okay, we've won, you know? I think, they're brewing, right? I think they have the right approach in this. They are behind in the jungle. That's the area where Cuz has got a bit of a lead. So it's a little scary. He's got that Sundered Sky already, but otherwise, they're doing okay. They're doing fine. Namgoon's got his Bandle pipes. He's playing a little tune.
What's your favorite Bandle pipe tune?
You wouldn't know it.
Oh. Must be like a British thing or something, right? I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Oh, Ghost also has the Bandle pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is Yordles O'er the Hill.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a real banger.
Yeah, that's a classic. Bit of an older one, so I'm surprised you've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma used to play it all the time.
Oh, yeah, she did she?
Yeah. That's why I know. Generally, people my age don't know about it.
Yeah.
Kind of hipster. It's funny because there are some like old Irish tunes that I do know because of my grandparents that have nothing to do with Bandle pipes, obviously, but some do have some bagpipes in there. Man, really nothing is happening. This is crazy. Okay, I mean, Namgoong's trying to do some little, like, disengage, engage cone action.
Just proc the Bandle pipes from the blast cone.
Yeah.
That's tech. It's not relevant at all. It really matters zero. But, you know, that's something to talk about.
Okay.
We're digging it. Wow, he's getting...
Where's the Q3? All right, now we're getting some action.
Action happening.
Trading ult for flash. Well, those needles actually hit, but now we got Pantheon on the way. Perfect. A little bit too far up the lane, is going to have to flash. Gideon is not done with that just yet. Flashes on in himself, goes all out, and immediately dies. And Gideon picks up his first kill.
Yeah, nice kill picked up there. I feel like one of the things with Xante is into Pantheon specifically. You know, you play around your ult, you end up low. He has that execute damage, and he's all magic resist right now. You know, Koenig Rukin and Merc Treads. So a nice gang comes through, but Triple Summoner's been on the top side for Bro. All 3 flashes gone down in that passage of play, so something Katie can maybe play around. Especially as that next dragon is... yeah, it was Bro who did that.
Ghost did so well on the first one, and then he's like, you know what, aiming? Never mind. Take that.
You know what he probably said? He was like, say thank you. Say thanks for blocking that. Aim was like, whatever, dude. You're on your own.
Aiming would say that. But, you know, maybe Paulo's coming out next game. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
This is the trade in the top lane.
Pifik got like a pretty heavy trade, but, you know, the stacking Omnivamp from Riftmaker and the ult, and then Gideon flies in, and it's like, I am a Pantheon with red buff, and also you have no armor. Boom. Pretty easy. Hard to escape. Pifik feeling himself a little bit in the 1v1 against his old counterpart, the old player who, you know, they were subbing in for each other last year. He wanted to take him down.
Yeah.
He was denied.
He definitely did. He's not that far behind on farm, at least. So that's one thing. Do see that the Gwen, you know, getting this pretty good start. Does mean that should be able to scale up pretty well. The Orianna also in a good place, even though she did have to flash. And, you know, bot lane, yes, aiming is ahead, but not too far ahead. Might have to pull some weight, kind of like Diablo did in the last series.
He definitely has to pull weight in this game, I'm not going to lie. Also, you know, there was that game, and Diablo was having to go into Ona's Xin Zhao ultimate.
Wheelhouse.
Yes, in his wheelhouse. He's playing into a Gwen, so he's going to have to go into Gwen's wheelhouse in order to damage him, which is a risky proposition. Risky business.
Yeah.
If he's going to do that. Both AD carries, though, still have their triple tonic adaptive force. Unsurprising, being that, like, nothing has happened this game. But they're ready. They're the adaptive force on demand. Will they pop it now? Looks like a fight might actually happen.
I do want to see Bro actually do something. I mean, they don't have to, just because they are scaling, and their Orianna's not in a great spot.
Well, they forced them off their dragon, but importantly, they didn't do what I thought they might and fight in the river at level 4. That's what I wanted them to avoid.
Yeah.
But now they have to navigate a fight here.
Well, Perfect doesn't have TP, so I think unless Cuz steals this, and aiming's in mid lane, so I think this is just a done deal. Bro will collect this dragon.
And this is great. This is, well, okay. There's two perspectives. From Bro's perspective, this is phenomenal, right? You secure the dragon, you stall out Soul. This lets you extend the game, and you continue to Bro and brew. From the perspective of action happening, this is not a good thing.
No.
This is gonna let things really brew, really carry out. Yeah. So
which is
but
also,
for the,
you know, it's good for Bro.
For the sophisticated LCK enjoyers, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, if you
the
one
newbies
of these,
wouldn't get it.
Yeah. For one of these new age, oh, I want to see action every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, you know, maybe if you're a newer enjoyer and you had the Adakan season, and it's like, oh, 20 minutes, every team has to start Adakan and fight. You're used to that. That's not how it used to be, right?
Yeah.
That's not how it always was. We have to be patient and wait for our action.
We really did.
Yeah. Sometimes we go, you know, 20, 30 minutes without seeing a single kill. That was the thing.
I remember that one DK game I think it was against Bro, actually. If it wasn't against Bro, it was against, like, DRX or something. But BDD, awkward spot here. He's going to get the dash away and the push away, but Rakan also joining up, and Gideon gets another kill and takes BDD off the map.
See, look how sweet that kill tastes.
Yeah.
When it's been such a long time since the last one.
Yeah, it's like dopamine detox, you know?
You learn to cherish it, right? Enjoy it, right? And the replay that's going to come, we're going to really dial into it because we don't get many in this game.
We have to latch onto it. We have no other choice.
But
first turret goes to Bro.
Yeah, Trader Towers on the opposite side of the map, but a good gang coming in, catching BDD on his recall. I'm not sure, maybe there was a chance he could have escaped with the flash, but maybe opting to hold it and save that summoner. Because if he did use it, he wouldn't have it for the next dragon fight. So we'll see in the replay, which we're going to latch onto, and make an opinion then. Could he have lived if he flashed? That is the question.
I'm thinking no. Because even as he pushed out the soldiers, we're going to see it here. He's on vision, doesn't know. Sees Roamer, he's like, oh, that's weird, he's stepping up to me, and then...
Nah, I think there wasn't time. Yeah. I think if he was close to the wall and he flashed, he probably just got charmed. So I think he was just doomed, and holding the flash was the right call. So
could he
still has it.
Flashed and then dragged over the wall, maybe?
I think the problem is he'd already put the soldier down.
Yeah.
I think, like, to say that would be very hindsighty. Like, if he knew our information, then maybe he could have played it differently, but he obviously didn't. So either way, he goes down, but it's still Trader Towers, and he still has a splash for the future, so I think that's fine. Gold's still very even. Gideon trying to make things happen, though. He has been the most active in this very active game.
Yes, absolutely.
2 kills to his name. That is 66.66% recurring, obviously.
It's 100% of his team's kills.
Of the total kills in the game. Herald's going to be thrown down mid. Should be enough to take this tower. Or actually, I don't think it is. I think it's close.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
What have they done to Herald?
Just a little less damage. Casting is very much like making Perfect's life harder. I'm not sure that Perfect cares too much about it.
That's generally what you're supposed to do in League of Legends to the enemy team. Although, to be fair, I say that. Lots of solo queue experiences, I've seen people doing it to their own team.
They didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
They didn't get that little thing at the beginning that says, like, make sure to show respect and try your hardest. They're like, yeah, okay, skip through that and ignore all those rules, quote unquote.
Yeah, they definitely did not follow those instructions. Maybe you have to follow the summoner's code. Those are the days.
Yeah. I remember when
and summoners were a thing.
Tribunal was a thing, and members of the community would be the ones that made sure that people didn't do bad things. It was an interesting time.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Are we gonna
Dragon up at 15? It's time. Items coming in. We got Jack Show on Perfect, Dusk and Dawn on casting. They're ready to fight. Guys, we've been building up to this moment. The tension is it's palpable. Wow. I'm so ready.
Yeah. Me too. Ghost is going to take a bunch of damage for no reason at all. But he does make it back to his team, utilizing his heal.
Casting level 16 on the flank.
Yeah, Perfect trying to match him, but, like, that's not... Okay, Namgoon. He is going to catch Cuz, and in goes casting. Cuz is going to take a bunch of damage, as will Ghost. He was low from before. BDD looking for the angle, but he gets the flash out of Gideon. Orianna gets it, and the Orianna picks it up. And Bro get the dragon on top of the kill. And even get BDD's flash. They're just collecting everything here.
Wow, an entire extra kill on the back of that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's increased Bro's kills by 50%. But yeah, dragon picked up there by Bro, so equalized in terms of dragons. Long time it's going to be before we get any souls. But yeah, I think Ghost a little bit low, and both teams a little bit tentative on the plays. I think Namgoon not getting as much value as he maybe would have hoped on his engage. We'll see the replay. So casting's angle is good. Perfect's trying to play bouncer, but he doesn't actually have him fully tracked. Namgoon tries to go for aiming and just kind of whiffs, but does manage to get a decent charm on the angle out. Casting and Gideon get that kill onto the Braum, but then BDD flies in, doesn't commit the flash, doesn't see the angle when they disengage, and then they just have to walk away. So, you know, we did get a whole extra kill on the back of that, right? Up to 3 + 1, 4 in total now.
Yeah, I mean, you said it before, like the percentage gains are pretty massive here.
Huge.
The stonks are going up.
Huge percentage gains
very
right
quickly.
Now. Numerically.
All right, Namgoon just healed there. He said I needed a little bit more movement speed to make sure that I could do just a little bit more damage to Cuz. So he's trying to create the action, you can tell.
He's trying his best.
Yeah.
I feel like this generation of support. I mean, just generally support players, I feel like in the last 5 years have been a lot about playing these, you know, it's not Arden meta, it hasn't been for a long time.
No.
You're an engaged support. You click buttons, you go in. That's what you generally want to do. You know what's crazy is, I remember, you know, how much Braum used to be played all the time. Like, there's been so many pro Braum games when he was released until he got, like, nerfed into the ground, because he just used to be so broken. And his passive was so stacked. And then it was a while that he wasn't played, and he's made this resurgence now. KT's setting up for the Baron. I mean, they have an Azir with decent damage. Oh, they are committing. Yeah. They are tired of waiting around.
I mean, they do have Azir, so they actually do have a decent amount of damage.
Casting
this is going down
TP
pretty quickly, and yeah, Casting is just not here. And so, utilizing TP advantage, and Bro are like, I don't know. What do we do? Nothing, I guess. I mean, Perfect's gonna flash away, and we get no kills. But KT does get the Baron.
Yeah. Not having the Gwen there, not wanting to fight without the Gwen, opting instead to push mid and take a couple of turrets. Maybe just a little bit nervous about rushing into that one. And KT just picked up the Baron for free. I was under the impression Baron was difficult to take, and you couldn't just do it in front of the other team. Apparently not. You can just do that. You are allowed just to take Baron, so...
I mean, one of the strongest members on the enemy team is just not there.
Yeah, but I also feel like maybe we've been a little lied to, because...
And they have Azir, you know?
I mean, that's a factor for sure.
Gideon is actually in a bit of trouble here. He does not have his flash. He's just dead. They engage onto him. Namgoon is here. He's going to pick up Cuz and throw him down into the ground as Teddy does pick up that kill. Flash comes through. And it's the shockwave, not Ghost.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, getting a little bit chaotic now. Getting a little bit out of hand. Guys, we were having a relaxed macro game. And they're just losing their minds.
Yeah. Perfect is, he's had enough. He has been bullied for 26 minutes.
Guys, take a step back and look at the structures. Look at the objectives.
There are no objectives.
Okay, there's actually a dragon in 45 seconds, Brendan.
I'm Valdez now, actually. I've changed my name.
Yeah, trying to focus on the red buff. A little bit of an overstep, but KT go quite far. I think initially trying to make this play work, but Casting is very strong. Letting a Gwen farm for 25 minutes does allow him to kind of do this, and the recall value pretty massive as well. With CC and Ghost.
Hey, he hit the Q.
Yeah, I'm puzzled by that, why he walked up. Sending a message, I believe.
Yeah.
He wanted to play a little tune on the bandle pipes.
I guess so.
Walked up.
They didn't like the tune, I guess, because they killed him immediately.
Not fans.
Yeah.
Bandle pipes are known to be a little bit controversial. Okay, they are on the dragon. This would be third for Bro. BDD's flying in.
BD has the angle. He is going to show himself with the soldiers, but he's still here on the flank.
They're corralled in. Casting is low.
Yeah, here comes Namgoon. He is going to hit the two-man ult, but zero follow-up comes through. So he gets that, and that's about it. As now the culling. Okay, big shockwave. Gonna deny us some more action, as they're very tentatively tiptoeing forward. BDD thinking about it. He says, okay, I'm gonna dash up north. away from the team. Oh, that's a big knockup actually from Ghost. That was pretty good. Makes up for the previous play as now BDD, he says, I don't need to use my ult. I'm just gonna flash forward and do some damage.
Just walk at them menacingly. They can't handle it. They can't do anything. And bro, they get the dragon, but they could just crumble at this encroaching advance. Go's gonna try and hit a Q. He wants to play the tune again, but Casting's gonna back away. And KT gonna take some structures, some kills off the back of that. They are down in dragons, but okay, so some of the things that went wrong here. So firstly, a lot of cooldowns burn. Namgoon goes for this engage, but only hits the front line, so it's not super high value. And then this shockwave, if you look, the distortion afterwards from Roma isn't used on the shockwave. So even though he gets the shockwave off, the distortion doesn't follow. He doesn't actually do that much damage to his targets. Aiming's still healthy. And then when KT go in, they blow up the Rakan. They get a ton of damage onto Teddy, who also gets clipped by the Braum ult. And bro just have no way of navigating this fight. I think burning the Rakan ult, burning the shockwave, and not really getting much value from them cost bro heavily. Now they do have those 3 dragons in pocket. I do think that the Cloud Soul is pretty bonkers on Rakan, on Gwen, and just to be honest, the movement speed in general for bro is pretty big. But they don't have it yet. It's a slight gold lead for KT. And we now have 9. Brendan, I want you to look at me. 9 kills so far. That's a substantial increase from what we had earlier. So starting to rack them up. Big items coming in. Rabadon's nearly 4 Roma, but Aiming has 4 full items completed. He is pulling ahead.
Yeah. We said he has to pull some weight for this team.
Yep.
And you know, he doesn't have a ton of kills, but he's very much in a position once a real fight happens, like a game-breaking fight, to actually do quite a lot. The Cullings haven't been doing all too much, to be honest, but he also hasn't been using them very aggressively. I do wonder if KT is still a little bit affected. You know, we meme about it, but it does feel like they're very passively, almost scared to go for big engages. And they don't really seem to be playing all on the same page.
Affected by what? Maybe a certain recent series?
Yeah.
Comparing to? A game 2?
A game 2 specifically,
team.
yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps. Perhaps that could be the case.
I don't know if it's that or if it's just, you know, maybe they don't have a whole lot of engage as well. I mean, they have engaged Braum.
The thing is, right, the logic there is that, okay, so that game 2, let's open it up. Let's talk about it. So they were inactive in that one, and that's what led to their demise, right? So being inactive in this one, as a response to that one, you seeing what I'm getting at here, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they shouldn't be inactive, right? Maybe the response to that is be more proactive.
Well, maybe they know it, but they can't bring themselves to do it, you know?
Yeah. We are who we are.
Yeah. That's the way it goes sometimes. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And for bro, I mean, you know, they have some nice engage with the Rakan, the Pantheon, and follow-up engage with the Orianna.
It feels a lot harder for KT to make things happen. Like we saw that last fight, they just walked at them and BDD just poked them, and then eventually, like it was Ghost ult clipping Teddy and Cuz flying forwards that really set things up. Now we do have the happy hat from Roma coming through, so he's feeling happy. Don't have IE yet for Teddy though. That's a big spike missing. Level 16 though has just been hit. Casting's nearly level 19. Just hit it now, so that's good. Oh, Namgoon.
All right, Celestial opposition pulling a lot of weight there. Cuz getting pretty low.
That's without IE from Teddy as well. That's a lot of damage. We did just see a series where Corki did absurd damage, so some newfound respect, I feel, for this AD carry. I mean, we already had a lot of respect for him.
All right, the culling.
Yeah, that's a level 16 culling with 4 items, 4 crit items, so.
Trying to set up for the Cloud Drake here, TP utilized by Casting. They say, okay, if you want the Drake, we will go to the Baron. And this is not the first time we've seen a trade like this. But especially right now, KT don't really have any vision. But as long as they see Teddy, they say, okay, well, they're almost definitely not doing it, especially after seeing the rest of the team. As the turret is up here for BDD. And a lot of poking and prodding as we have traded places here. Bro is on the red team side, and KT is on the blue team side. On the flank. As the ball is out, looking for it. They're trying to get some kind of poke onto casting, but again, they don't really have a good way to engage with this composition. As Ghost is holding the door, the blast cone over the wall, just to group everybody up. As Cuz says, I'm doing it, guys. I do not care. BDD gets everyone in the sweep. They get 2 kills already and perfect. Nobody can touch him. Casting is doing a lot, though. And might be the one difference maker in this. Teddy's still alive as well with a red buff. Kiting down perfect. And the res here on the Gideon. I thought after an engage like that, for sure KT win, but not the case this time. Bro, get Cloud Soul.
The level 19 Gwen just too powerful, and Teddy able to make it away after the shuffle. KT think they've done the homework. It's not enough. We see the play coming out. Cuz stacks up his Q on the ward, goes in for the knockup. Roma flashes, but then we have BDD sliding in. Roma gets the lead, but Teddy flashes, W's away. BDD's sacrificed for his role in this play, and look at Casting, he's full HP. He's just flying in, destroying everyone. Perfect gets decimated by the damage, and now with Cloud Soul in pocket, Casting's doing more.
Oh, Cuz he's actually gonna hop on over, and the needles will miss. Has to the scissors, but it just doesn't matter, as eventually he does go down, but the Baron goes to Bro. Aiming, getting a lot of gold for sure from that kill. But now let's see what they can do with Cloud Soul and Baron here. Still a very even game when it comes to gold, but especially after that fight,
I mean, that's the thing.
Like Bro are winning.
You know, I've got IE for the Corki. I feel like Casting's hitting critical mass at this point. Cloud Soul as well, the movement speed is so valuable on the Gwen. Not just when you ult, but just generally. That 15% that you constantly have is crazy. Corki also basically has it on demand, right? You fire the ult and you just get that burst. It's also, you know, you have it on such a short cooldown as well. Obviously, you're gated by the cooldown of the Cloud Soul, not the cooldown of your ult.
Yes.
But it's more widely available than everyone else. But yeah, and aiming going for Mortal Mortius, not going for something like a Bloodthirster. But I feel like in terms of composition, bro, they're at the point where they're just fully online. If BDD goes in for a play like don't get me wrong, that was a huge play. And it was so close to working, but the problem is you're trading one of your carries. You traded you for Roma, and then it's aiming against Casting and Teddy.
Yeah. 2
carries against 1, and you saw how it played out.
And so much of the damage is the Azir, but if he's ulting and then Zhonyazing and then dying, the only people who are actually damaging the people who you swept back are like Lucian and Xinjiao and Cassante. It's not big. I mean, Lucian is, but it's basically only him. As now they are looking for Perfect. He's in a rough spot, but he is Cassante.
Not the best shockwave.
Well, that's going to be down now for this push.
It's level 20 Gwen. It's just ungodly.
Well, there's Baron, but they're not willing to step up to the wave just yet. Bro say, you know, we need more time. Let me steal the Raptors.
Gideon's just still locked in. He knows he's like, I'm farming, dude. He's got 284 farm. Look, he's got a 40 CS lead over Cuz. He's doing Krugs.
He is, yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He's stacking up the number. And it feels even better because it's Cuz's jungle.
Yeah. Zhonya's completed for Casting. Oh, Namgun. Oh, he sees it with the sweeper.
And with that extra bit of time on the sweeper, just able to clear out that ward. And now they're going to get onto Ghost, who is holding up the door and does survive throughout all of that. So that is going to be the quickness down.
Yeah. Shockwave is back up from when it was used before. Perfect looking.
This is so hard. It's like Perfect has to be the one to engage. As a big Shockwave catches 3. The follow-up damage isn't there. But it's enough to get them pretty low, and BDD is on the flank, but Perfect's already dead! Perfect is dead, Cuz is getting low, and that's just the whole team gone as BDD is behind enemy lines doing nothing. And Bro just playing better as a team, and they look to be maybe taking down this game number 1 unless BDD can do a 1v5.
I don't think he can do it, I'm being honest. We'll see him give it a go, but I think this is Bro's game in the bag.
Yeah, the flash on in, the stun is easy as that. As the Zhonya's comes through, sweeps the Gwen, does negative damage, and Bro will be taking the Nexus down here in game number 1.
Well, that was the Bro and Brew, and I think they managed to Bro and Brew all over KT. KT, when they played against T1, they just let the game stagnate and let it play out. And the thing is, they did the same thing here. You're against a Gwen, you're against a Corki, and you're playing Lucian, Azir. You're playing a 2-carry composition. You let them have a level 20 Gwen. You have to be more proactive. And I will say there were limitations with the composition that hindered that. But it's like, you know, to an extent, you're failed by the draft, right? But also, it just feels like it's reminiscent of that game 2 against T1. Such a slow game, and just given so many windows for Bro to scale up. And I feel like after how you threw away that massive gold lead against T1, and now this is happening, it's starting to feel like more of a systematic issue.
Systemic, yeah. It does feel that way. I mean, KT, they've struggled in these long, drawn-out games, and maybe Bro had a read on it. They're like, all right, we're just going to draft 3 carries and just wait until the late game. And that's exactly what they did. It is right in Bro's wheelhouse. Literally. I mean, this is perfect for them. Any kind of game that goes this long where you can just scale on up, Bro and Brew, you're going to be having a really good time. So, going to break the pattern as well. Bro going to get a game here on KT. We don't get the KT 2-0, and that'll be 1-0 for Bro over KT as we head into the break.
물어도 되고 이거. 아 기다려.
갈까?
애들 미드 누구 보이면 물어도 돼.
어.
나 탑 밀어볼게 이번에.
아, 샷 싸우자. 아, 혼자야. 어. 가볼게. 맞아.
잘 보고 있어 나. 노폴이 앞으로.
오케이, 갈게. 탐밀자. 얘들아, 탐밀자.
이제 탑에 아지러 갈 수 있어. 뒤태도 되고. 근데 상관없지.
아, 상관없어.
같이 봐줄게.
아, 맞아.
봐줄게.
아무래부터.
그냥 싸우는 거.
아니, 싸워. 우리
그냥 싸우면 안 돼. 들면서 싸우자. 싸워.
애들 아무나 맞아.
때리지 마. 괜찮아. 빨리 돼 이제.
아,
빨리 돼.
맞대.
앞라인.
나 궁.
좋아.
아, 끝내. 끝났어.
나이스.
마무리할게.
아지러 어디야? 아지러 노폴이야.
Bro's #1 fan, as was dictated by the sign that the man was holding.
I've never seen Gigon holding a sign that said Bro's #1 fan.
That's true.
Yet.
I have not seen that.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see if that changes. We do see KT picking second pick, presumably because they don't want to end up with a canopy Gwen sort of situation.
Yeah, I feel like that certainly hurt, but at the same time, like, I don't know. There were definitely ways to win with what they had, but it just wasn't meant to be.
I'm seeing something here, right? Okay. Last game, KT, win proactive, right? And that's a big reason why they lost. Malphite, Java, what are these champions?
Proactive?
Engaged champions.
Engaged champions, yeah.
Yeah. Vi is, oh my god. Bro, they want to Bro and Brew, they get it. They understand. They have a theme. They want to chill out.
Yeah, really all that's left is like Nautilus.
Dude, if Teddy locks in, I swear, if he locks in like Smolder, they get it.
Might as well. I mean, even if you do fall a little bit behind, like you just watched T1 do it successfully against KT and also almost do it successfully against BNK in our first series of the day.
Okay, things to note that are available. Nico is open. Nico, a champion who's pretty good at making things happen, especially because you can pretend to be a little minion and you can sneak up and surprise people. Nico Nocturne, pretty potent. No Orianna to sync with that though. Yunara also open and available. Rise is something that's going to get prioritized here. Seen some counters to Rise. Cassiopeia, obviously one we've seen. We've also seen Anivia be a popular one. 100% win rate so far into it. So
isn't it just Chovy that played it though? A couple games.
Yes. Toying with the idea of the Yunara, obviously a pick that does scale quite well. Is a little bit short range, but does have that mobility. And the long range W that helps out a lot. So looking towards that. Definitely more of a hyper carry than Lucian. But multiple damage threats might help if you go in the late stages of the game. We'll see what else KT pair up with this. Do they lock in a jungler here and go mid on 3? Or are you just going to take a mid straight into that Rise?
Yeah, I feel like you can kind of wait. And even if you don't pick Cassiopeia...
it's
okay, well, never mind.
BDD Classic, not too much of a surprise. It's been heavily prioritized in the LCK. It has been losing a lot in the LCK.
What you could have done is you could have just not picked mid, picked other things that are high tier, wait, and if they don't ban both Cassiopeia and Anivia, you just pick one of those.
You want to take a guess at the win rate of Clear right now?
Could have played it.
You want to take a guess?
Guess without looking at the sheet?
Yeah.
It's like 30% probably.
25%.
Yeah.
Okay, and we get Ambessa Renekton coming in for Bro, so honestly a lot of proactivity. They got the Renekton in the top lane, Ambessa in the jungle, and KT toying with the idea of a tank for Cuz. I feel like you're just gonna get out-farmed by the Ambessa. And then you have point-and-click solo laners to set up this Ambessa. Instead they go for the Nico, so something to give a decent lane to the Yunara in most matchups, and also a solid engager. That being said, it's not like you have a Lulu to give all that support and shielding and the wild growth to the Yunara. But top side secured for Bro, no jungle or top picked up for KT. We'll see what they opt to take away from Teddy here. Varus hasn't been touched, Ezreal hasn't been touched.
I mean, Teddy is a guy that's been around for a very long time. He can play all sorts of things. Definitely does love his fountain lasery, kind of hyper carry-esque, longer range stuff. I think Aphelios is a good shout. Yeah. Especially with a very front-liney, kind of bruisery core in the top side.
Nocturne, I think, makes sense. Nocturne, Nico really strong, even without the Orianna. That combination is pretty frustrating to deal with. 4 jungle bans so far from Bro. So clearly targeting a specific role. I don't think there's anything else you'd want to take away from the jungle. But at this point, I think it might just be a shot in the dark. Nautilus taken away, which is often banned when you are going Yunara. That point and click CC, a good answer to her and her mobility. I think it's going something like Alistar's just a bit of a bad time in lane.
We have seen people try it.
They have, definitely. I mean, maybe with, like, if you have a stronger lane to pair with it, it's not as bad. Trundle gonna be taken away. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Cuz to play it.
Yeah, I mean, Trundle would have been fine. You're up against relatively low range. I think it could have worked, but I just don't think he was going to play it, to be honest. Nara is going to come out here against the Renekton, so we're going to have to wait on the Cuz pick. Could technically be Talia. I don't think it will be. Talia very common into Rise. So now thinking about Sivir or Varus.
Yeah, I think Varus obviously longer range, good poke, good lane. but doesn't have that mobility, and into Nico can be a little bit. Nico Nara, especially if you end up out of position, there's nothing to change that. Civ obviously has that spell shield and a lot of movement speed. Varus, Karma, so they're winning lane.
Yeah.
They are looking to crush lane. And honestly, mid lane as well, it's a favorable matchup. Top lane, not so fun, but you know, it is what it is. And it might just be the Mundo for Cuz.
Yeah, he didn't say anything during this hovering period, so I guess it was predetermined that he was going to be going Mundo. He gave the nod, and it was locked in.
Well, definitely a more proactive comp than last time with the Nico, but I still think Bro pretty happy with how things have panned out. This mid jungle in particular, pretty fearsome. Just the fact that you have the Ambessa and you have so much reliable CC. Yeah, point and click in the top lane, point and click in the mid lane. Varus ult is pretty reliable. You know, it's not point and click, but you know, it's long range CC. And then once one of those hits, Ambessa just connect onto a target. You know, you are playing into a Yunara, who's typically a difficult target to pin down. I feel like aiming's gonna have to go cleanse here.
In bronze. It's a 40-year-old mid-jungle duo there. They've come down to watch the LCK. They're in bronze. But it's okay.
Hey, Brendan.
Still enjoy the game.
They're currently in bronze.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just going off what was on the sign.
Lucid was in silver not that long ago. Right?
Yeah.
Aiming was an iron.
Still in gold.
Aiming was an iron not that long ago. We all start somewhere.
And here he is on the LCK stage playing Yunara.
There we go.
Of all picks.
We all start
pressure
somewhere.
on him. Breon versus KT Rolster, game 2.
세계사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, here we go. Game number 2 could be, if Bro win, the last game before we do get into Super Week next week. It would definitely throw off our pattern of Baron group winning 1 and then Elder group winning 1, because both Bro and T1 are in group Baron, and that would give them the lead. So
Also,
pressure's on.
I mean, no matter what, Max's prediction's been ruined, because either group Baron win or it's a 6-gamer.
Yeah, that was done when Bro won game 1, unfortunately.
Ruined.
Yeah.
Tragic.
I mean, Atlas is right about a lot of things, but very rarely stuff like this can happen, so don't hold it against him.
That's what makes it exciting, though.
Yeah.
Breaking the script. Okay, aiming and Palu doing a decent job of trading so far.
Yeah. Even though Palu did get hit by the Mantra Q.
I do feel like level 1 is one of the weaker points of the Lethality Varus, though. And especially like after a couple of backs is when it gets really painful. Well, after 1 back, to be honest.
Yeah, even after hitting level 2 first, they didn't aggressively push forward. Just playing it patiently. They are down a combat summoner as Teddy has TP. And Yunara is on a 6-game losing streak with 6 different players playing this. That's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a struggle.
Can we look at the Talia one now?
That'd be good.
It's probably not quite on the same losing streak, but still doesn't really have a good...
I think Teddy's trying to get a recall TP and buy tier.
Yeah.
Palu's getting very low.
It's okay. Home guard, as Gideon and Cuz are here, might butt heads or briefcases. Cuz is going to throw one at Gideon. Gideon said he didn't bring his.
Did dodge the second one, though.
Yeah, they try to fight over the scuttle, but...
Yeah, the TP advantage, though, just from Teddy means he's back first, so this should be secured by Bro. Unless Cuz slides in. No.
Yeah, a little too risky, I think, to try to force that. It's not the biggest deal in the world, it's just
And
scuttle.
now Gideon should be able to look for the double scuttle angle.
I mean, BDD is moving first. It doesn't look like Roma really wants to move as the flash comes in, and the knockback here on Gideon is big. But Gideon is going to flash away, Cuz also down his flash, but has now the open angle to go.
Yeah, Namgoon didn't come with. He was like, I've spent enough time, I'm going bot. So the combo from BDD making the difference there. But a lot of pressure given at bot as well from the time away. So Gideon loses flash, and Roma also losing sums. Ends up being pretty favorable for KT.
Yeah, Namgoon does get back, so can continue this laning phase.
This is really the point, though, where Teddy starts putting more points in his queue. He has tier, so mana isn't really as much of an issue. This is where they should start putting the pain.
Well, instead, they are going to get rooted up, and Teddy is in a bunch of trouble, aggressively trying to trade there. At least a bunch of damage is done to aiming, but he's going to hold on to his flash. And again, they have barrier and heal and a bunch of stuff missed from Teddy.
So this is where they should start really putting the pain on the lane. But instead, if you get hit by everything, miss everything, and they run up to you and order you a lot, then that happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, things are never guaranteed in League of Legends. That's why we obviously play the game out. We don't just see the draft and say, oh, this team won or that team won.
Or we don't listen to Atlas's voodoo magic.
You know, aiming and Polu finding a good advantage there. And Teddy with a bit of a misstep, we'll say, that gets punished extremely quickly. And of course, I do have to take some responsibility for a bit of a caster curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to take over now that now House is gone.
Now he's going to hit level 5 and have 3 points in queue. And then he's really going to put the pain down. Right?
That's a lot of points in queue.
That's a lot of points in queue. Look at this queue that's going to come out. He's going to hit this. He's going to hit this. You ready?
I'm ready.
Any second now.
Let's see it.
Any second.
Now. He hit them both.
Yeah, I also went through the minions though, so I didn't do as much damage.
Unlucky.
Still.
These guys, like, I don't know what happened, but after game 1, they're like, no, we got to fight all the time.
You know, they have these things called coaches, and they probably said, guys, next time just fight. Win or lose, please, just fight.
But I don't know if they would have said that in the Bro case, though. I mean, things went pretty well, and it made sense for their comp.
Yeah, but Bro...
But Gideon's like, no, we're going in.
Bro are just tracking the vibes, you know?
So Cuz is like, no, I got to check this brush. And he is just dead. First blood is given over to Gideon on the jungle Mbessa. That is a problem.
That's a great feeling for him. Definitely a pick you can snowball on. So him getting that first kill, he's going to feel great. And also, Mbessa is a pick champion who has such a strong one-item spike. So if you get ahead on it,
yeah,
scary stuff.
And you're farming, you can finish your quest quicker, you can just get around the jungle quicker.
I said I thought aiming was going to take cleanse this game, and he didn't. So, good luck aiming, I guess. He didn't take cleanse, and Polu's playing Nico, and Nico's one of those champions where you always build Rocket Belt first. It's like core to the champion. Like, if you're not going to build Rocket Belt first, why are you playing Nico?
And he is.
You need to extend it, your combo. Yeah, he's obviously going to build it.
Maybe second item.
Maybe. But also, like, you're often so distanced from the Yunara.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, if he gets hit by, I mean, pick an ability, right? If he just gets hit by one of them.
Karma ult.
W.
No, just the...
No, I mean...
He just hits the R button.
If he gets hit by one of the CC abilities, like, he's just dead. Like, you're going to have Gideon and will just laser track you and ult you, and then you just die. Does look like Gideon's going for Spirit Shojin first, which we have seen from one of our jungle Mbessas. Does mean you're a bit bulky early. You don't get as insane a one-item spike as the Eclipse, but a little bit more durable, which I guess if you're going to just jump in with your ult, does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Maybe some more extended trades.
Cuz just opened a crystal shop, right? He's got gems he wants to tell you about. He's been speaking to Tarek a bit too much.
Yeah, I don't want to see any Tarek, to be honest. Like, every time we see Tarek, it's like, oh, this is a great angle. Like, he's going to get so much value with his ult. And then they, like, always ult, and then nothing happens because the enemy team immediately backs, and then
Well, it's
He
because
doesn't have his ult.
it's because they often end up having to ult defensively, or
Yeah.
you often have your engage in the support role, and instead you have a Taric, so you ult, and then you want someone to keep the fight going, and that would be your support, but instead you have a Taric, so
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Well, he's got Dazzle.
Often I'm not dazzled.
Yeah. It's not too interesting. Guess who is back in the bot lane? It is Cuz.
Oh, Roma's roaming.
He is living up to his name. Maybe you saw that game where Faker played Rise.
He did just go kind of round the rock and Perfect went the other way, so. We'll be able to pick up the grubs, though. In the meantime, Cuz gets the dragon, so a bit of a trade-off. Casting, though, getting some plates. Actually up in farm against the Gnar, so that's nice.
Yeah, he's been kind of dominating this lane.
They're planning to kill him.
Well, this will be on Vision, as Gideon is very much threatening it, but a little bit too obvious.
They're seen on the ward, and if they do it slowly, EDD's going to come, so they back out.
Mega
They're
Gnar is kind of close, you know.
Yeah,
It's
they're playing it safe.
Bit
I think
dangerous.
It's a logical decision.
Yeah. We don't like kills anyway. But this one makes sense. Playing it carefully. Here's Palu just saying hello.
Yeah, Roma, a little ghost, just to
Yeah.
step away. Mega Gnar about to hit, casting. He's fine. He's okay. He's good.
Yeah. I do wonder about Perfect. He had a rough time in the first game, played Cassante into Gwen. And now he counterpicks the Renekton with Gnar, and he's behind 500 gold. So that's not the best start for him.
Not ideal. Suboptimal has been said. Phrase people have used. But it's okay. You know, at least they have more tools to be proactive, and they have a Inara, right? With no cleanse. Into a lot of CC. Well, you know,
Maybe
we'll see.
Cuz will build Mikhail's.
Oh. With a heal and shield power?
Yeah.
Oh. I like your
Absolutely.
thinking.
Yeah. Nico doesn't need that. Shojin completed, so it is the first item spike of sorts. There's a lot of vision in that bottom side of the map here for KT. They have two lines. They have the control wards, and then they have the deeper wards.
They really haven't punished bot lane as much as I thought they would. Look at that big Mantra Q. I thought more of that would be happening, to be honest.
Maybe because Cuz just lives here? I mean, he's always here. And so is Gideon, but like...
Well, he's wearing a suit, so I think he works here. Maybe doesn't live.
All right, there's the engage. They're going in onto the Varus. The root is there, and Palu's like, wait, what happened? Nobody went in. Palu is dead. Aiming also in a bit of trouble. Even with the Talia coming down, Gideon says, thank you very much. I will take that kill. Gets the shield from the Karma and is still going as now Roamer shows up. Bit of a roam from him. And they say, well, we did enough. We got the kills, and we'll back away now.
Yeah, they knew Gideon was there, right? Probably not the play you go for. This Ambessa had a full item. No one else in the game has a full item, and they still went for that play. Bold decision.
She just got a Caulfield's Warhammer on the back right after she finished Shojin.
Yeah. You also just weren't going to kill Teddy. Like, there wasn't follow-up.
No. Zero.
Like, you look at this play, so Apollo's like, I'm going to go for Teddy, okay? Shield on him. No one's hitting him. Just the Nico. Nico immediately... Oh.
Uh-oh. And now we got a Rise coming up here again, and it's even Gideon, too! And Gideon gets a third kill!
Oh, he's so fed. Yeah, I mean, he was already fed in this play. And also, aiming doesn't have cleanse, so when the Chains of Corruption spread, he also got rooted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not...
We saw the game where the J4 was really fed, right? Game 2 of T1 versus B&K. And kind of like sat around, was fed, didn't do a whole lot. You know, Raptor was fed, and yeah, he put his influence on the map. But this is different. This is an Ambassador with 3 kills. And I do think that he's not really going to be too scared, especially early on. Like, aiming doesn't even have one item yet.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Top lane, you pick Gnar into Renekton. The Renekton's giga ahead, right? Jungle is monster fed, and it's Ambessa. And
Into Mundo.
you just don't have that much damage right now to actually cut through this Ambessa. Also, Talia is just kind of being anemic when we've seen her. She just hasn't been doing damage.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like first item Seraphs, it just doesn't cut through enough. So it's also this Rise, right? It's, you know, Rise just feels so bulky.
Scales really well. Tons of damage. The whole comp does damage.
He's gonna get Actualizer. Yeah. There's also Shirelias, so everyone's going Zoom Zoom. It's not looking good, right? What they need though, they need someone from Bro to misstep. They need picks. Arguably, Bro has better chance of finding and setting up picks, but KT need the picks if this is going to be a competitive game. Maybe they can ask Bro to borrow some of their pick tools. Can we use a Chain of Corruption? They need a Silas.
Yeah.
They had a Silas. They could be like, hey, let me borrow that.
Yeah, Silas wasn't banned.
I think it wasn't it?
No?
No? Oh.
It was available.
Oh, okay.
We saw Nocturne Trundle bans. We saw 5 jungles. Malphite, J4, Vine, Nocturne Trundle.
Honestly, you have some decent ult with Silas.
We could have had Cuz playing Silas instead. He's playing Mundo.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I needed some frontline. More frontline. But this Ambessa isn't actually at the scariest point, but it's still very scary. But if the Ambessa's going to get Eclipse next, I assume, and just... Oh my god. Oh lord.
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
It's going to be rough. As, yeah, the root comes down on the Cuz. He's just dead.
Oh my god.
Not sure what happened there. I mean, just not respecting their ability to follow up, and now Palu's left all alone, and he's dead too. And now the Rise gets a kill. Gideon got a 4th one? What?
This is literally, it's just a bully composition. It's like, you know in those films they used to have, right? Like in the 90s and stuff, where you'd have like the bully, and he'd have his cronies, and they would hold them back, they'd hold their arms, and they'd come over and punch them. That is the composition. And then Gideon, he's the main bully. So look, roots them, and then he just comes in and ults them. He doesn't have, you can't miss, right? It's not fair. You can't miss. He just again, Roma roots them.
Hold him in
Gideon,
place.
Just hold them in place, and Gideon just comes over and beats them up. It's not fair.
It's really brutal.
It's not difficult.
Especially from the head. Like, they can just do whatever they want to any of them. The Mundo doesn't matter.
He went Endless Hunger. I don't think this item's really good, but I think it's better later, because obviously the ability haste skills with AD. But I'm gonna be brutally honest. I don't think it matters. You know, I think Eclipse is really good. I think you should have gone Eclipse. I don't think it matters. You know what, Gideon, you could have built AP. Don't do that, but you could have.
I think maybe then it would have mattered.
I think then it maybe would have mattered. But maybe even then, I don't know. This game's looking pretty doomed, but we'll see. What can KT do to bring... Oh, no.
Here he is, the head bully. They're going to hold him in place. Oh, they kind of messed that one up, but it's okay. Namgung takes about a bajillion damage, and he is going to have to flash that one. And now Gideon kind of in an awkward spot here.
Oh my god, they left the head bully!
Oh no, the double knock up into the Gnar! And the shutdowns go the way of KT. Well, casting's just in the bottom lane, but the punish was there for KT.
That's what happens when the main character and his friends unite to fight back against the bullies.
Yeah.
He's not so tough without his cronies. There you go. That's the lesson. That's the lesson we learn from these movies.
One of the cronies was Namgung, but he didn't have flash, and he was like 40% health, and he's Karma.
Yeah.
So
he was the lamest of the cronies.
Didn't do a whole lot of holding.
Oh,
more of a talker.
The cronies are back.
Yeah. BDD is definitely dead. Really, the only question is how.
This is episode 5. The cronies strike back.
There it is. They give the kill over to Roamer. Definitely a good idea. He is now 2-0. And working towards that Seraphs. Casting just going to go ahead and take the turret.
Yeah, not much you can... Oh.
Got him.
Hold him for a second. Now Palu's here.
I don't think... Okay, when aiming gets here, that will be a problem.
Looking a little bit... Oh, Varus is TP... He wants a kill.
All right, that's a flash away from the chains. And just like that, trading TP for the flash. Of course, casting also did have to flash away.
Oh, I will say one thing. I mean, I don't think they have a crazy amount of CC. But Gideon, if he goes Merc Treads, Endless Hunger, that's a lot of tenacity.
Yeah.
He'll be very tenacious with that combination.
It's like Tenacious A. Tenacious Ambessa.
Oh, yeah.
Not Tenacious D. That's the other one.
Yeah, the other one. The more well-known one.
The music one. This one's more of a fighter. Tenacious A.
Yeah.
And he really will be. I mean, there's not a huge amount of lockdown on the side of KT. Like, the Nico holds a lot of it. Sure, there is, you know, Gnar ult and Talia and stuff like that. But, yeah, basically you could just kind of run around and do whatever you want as Ambessa.
As opposed to before when he was not doing that.
Well, now he can, like, really do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now Moon picks up the blue.
Yeah, of course. Of course. He's like the head crony, you know? Really following him closely. Backing him up. He knows where his bread is buttered.
Yeah. Gideon is... I'm just curious, like, every time he goes for a back, I just want to see what he buys next time.
Oh, it's Cloud Soul again? Another big Cloud Soul game, honestly. Both teams.
Yep.
Decent amount of value here.
It feels pretty good. Gideon did go back and just finish his Merc Treads and pick up a longsword. So
now he is Tenacious A. Not
that interesting at the moment. But yes, he has earned the nickname. As Sorelia's into burst damage. And aiming is low.
Was that Shredder's and Ghost Blade? They're gonna be if they get Cloud Soul as well, they're gonna be zooming.
They really will be. And now they're just kind of sieging the turret. Cuz comes over, and as Muno, you don't really have like this ability to hard engage or like be a big threat. You just kind of stand in front of your team.
He's just organizing a business meeting.
Yeah. So he's just kind of on the phone and not really doing a whole lot.
I would be so tilted if my teammate was just on the phone, you know, in the middle of a game. A lot of poke coming in on BDD, trying to defend this tower. Cuz is there, on the phone again.
He is there. He bought Heartsteel first, which, fair enough.
Will he get a stack? Will he get a stack?
He doesn't
that is the
have
question.
any stacks.
Yeah.
I think eventually you just have to. Like, you're going to survive for long enough, and you're going to attack something eventually, even if it's as the Nexus is dying.
I feel like my issue with Heartsteel is I'm always in, like, the ARAM mindset, where, like, I can't fight the compulsion of just always procking it.
Yeah.
Like, once I've procced Heartsteel on a target, they no longer exist to me.
Yeah.
It's like if I have Heartsteel, I'm like going from target to target. I'm like Heartsteel proc, you know. If the enemy carries 1 HP, but I procced Heartsteel, I don't care anymore, you know?
Yeah.
That's my issue, which obviously isn't a good way to play.
Oh boy. Oh, the chains even as well. And a bit of extra damage on a BDD. That Talia wall was like that meme where the guy slaps the tape onto the, like, the side of it's got like a hole in it, a bunch of water was coming out.
Flex seal?
Yeah,
Flex seal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
BD just throws down the wall. He's like, all right, here, mid lane is fixed.
Yeah,
and then it goes
didn't really fix it.
It's just gone. This kind of feels like what KT is doing from behind. Like, yeah, they're trying to wait for Gnar to get some items, but like, they're just trying to patch up some holes where there really is no ability to do so.
You know, I thought last game, I was like, they're just doing nothing. And they're eventually gonna... Why does this game feel worse?
Well, it was good in the beginning. We had like a faster start, but now we're very much kind of in a similar spot.
Also, is Gideon just not gonna build Eclipse?
Maybe he doesn't think the item's good on Ambessa. Ox did give me a very particular look after I said that. I don't actually believe that he thinks Eclipse is not good on Ambessa, but he still hasn't built it. Goes for a Hex Drinker first.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good item. Oh, sneaky minion. Why is there 4 melee minions? I don't know.
That's the route into the Slurkle.
Did they change that this season? They made 4 melee... Oh no, it's a Nico. It's very sneaky.
Yes. It's great work. Fantastic work. Nice knockback there, knocking the shield off of Gideon. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to actually do any damage.
Man, it's so unfun playing in the Poke Champions. But also, I can't really feel bad for KT, because remember that last year they played their like Ziggs Zoe composition.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That was great. That was a lot of fun to cast, not
Yeah.
to play against.
To cast, to play, not to play against.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
We got coach voice.
I think Teddy and Namgun are having fun right now.
Probably.
What do you think
Coach.
they're saying in the coach voice? You guys are doing great. Keep it up.
I would imagine, because Bro is one of the teams that actually does use it, as we can see here. They're probably saying, okay, you guys have a good lead. You need to push it further. Because, yeah, the Cloud Souls are good. The Cloud Drakes are good, but, like, kind of sitting around with a 4-1 Ambessa, it does feel like eventually is going to lose value as the game gets very late. Not a ton of value. Like, she's still going to be strong.
Let's come in. They're like, Gideon, where is your Eclipse?
Hangs up the phone immediately. I have nothing else to say. You know, sometimes we get the replays of what the coach is saying,
Maybe.
and sometimes we don't.
Yeah, maybe talking about.
What do you think they're saying when
I think
we
maybe
don't get to hear
maybe
it?
talking about setups for the dragon fight could be good. Priorities there.
Uh-huh.
That's the next big objective that's coming up, and obviously how Baron's after that, so that could be the thing.
This is so sad for Cuz. I mean, he's just watching his jungle get taken. And Gideon is 3 levels up on him.
Well,
There's nothing that Cuz can do.
He's 2 and a bit.
Okay,
He's about to hit
well,
15. So
at the moment,
yeah,
15 to 12.
visually 3.
15
yeah,
minus
he's
12 is 3.
This is the thing when you snowball on a jungler like Ambessa, who is a fast clearer.
Yeah.
And okay, this is something I thought quite a bit in this jungle season.
Got the Crux.
You get extra golden XP after you complete your jungle quest. We've generally seen the jungle meta in the LCK just be, let's play the same stuff we always do. But these fast clearers, like if you get ahead of the curve, you get so far ahead, as we can see now.
Yeah.
You get so strong, so it's working great here. And now they have control of the area. Oh no, this Gnar.
Little face check. Just a little one here from Perfect, down to 40% health. Even lower, actually. Went down to like 15%.
By the way, he just TP'd in.
Yeah. He was just out of the fight. I mean, this is Cloud Drake gone.
You know you get a 30% HP shield when you TP in.
Yes.
So he will have had that. And they burned through that. Actually, the casting and power W, that all broken the shield. Rest in pieces.
Yeah. Renekton OP in this meta.
So broken.
So there you go. Just a free Cloud Drake just like that.
Yep. Nice work from Bro. You know what? They are brewing. They are brewing very well right now.
He built the full maw. I wasn't sure if he was going to do that. I guess might as well if you're playing Ambessa.
They don't have that much magic damage, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have a bit from Cuz, but, like, Cuz, his Q is, like, current health damage, right? So it's magic damage when you're healthy.
Yeah.
There's BDD, but he's, I mean...
It's Talia.
And also, when he has Shadow Flame, sure, but, like, he's going to generally full combo you when you're healthy. I mean, Nara, there's, like, bits from everyone. There is, like, a moderate amount of magic damage, but it's not, like, a crazy magic damage.
Could have had Eclipse as well. Like, he could have been a lot stronger.
I bet he's going to go Death Stance next. He'll do that. He will.
I mean, there is that line of thinking where it's like, all right, I'm already fed enough. Our team has enough damage. Let me just be tanky.
Let me just ult in and not die.
Yeah.
I get it. Being responsible with your lead. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm judging it, but I get it.
We got a
It does.
shield bow.
It gives us something to talk about, though. Isn't that nice?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, playing dangerous there. I see you. Oh, aiming not having a fun time.
On the edge.
Yeah. It's always fun and calm when you're speeding yourself up, running around. Oh, top lane is battling.
Oh, here we go. We got a wall coming down as BDD is going to make this interesting. Aiming coming over the Slurkle does so much actually to keep him in place, but the follow-up is not there. As now the Ambessa is here, the raid boss is here to party. As Tenacious A is going to actually run away. Roamer in there in the thick of things. At least it is traded back as aiming is no longer on the rift, but Teddy is separated from his team. Looks like Cuz, very healthy, is able to run them down.
Yeah, 1-for-1 overall. Everyone just flew in. It's like they were waiting for an opportunity to fight. In the end, won't really amount to much. I'm not gonna lie, Gideon just, despite the more, kind of just looked like very squishy in that passage of play. So initially it's KT the one that's kicking things off. Perfect slams, casting in. But BDD can't quite get there in time. Casting flashes away, and the shove was pretty far off. Teddy gets focused down. And then here, Gideon kind of just gets melted by aiming.
Yeah.
The more shield does a little bit to BDD's damage, but obviously he's got no armor, so aiming was just melting him, but he gets exploded. And in the end, Palu is very low. Roman nearly has Actualizer. That's a big spike.
Yeah. We haven't talked too much about Roamer, outside of the fact that eventually he's going to become a problem.
And we did say he roamed, you know, that was something. That was cute. That was a long time ago.
Oh, third coach voice usage from Bro. I didn't notice them using it in game 1.
Honestly, okay, no.
They got
Here's
a
my
coach in
take.
there.
If you're like, hey, I should be responsible for my lead and shouldn't die, why wouldn't you just go GA third instead of more? That's a better question.
Yeah, I don't know. The mod just seems like not a good idea, but
Who am I to question?
yeah.
I mean, it gives you a lot of vamp, but you already have a lot of vamp, right? With the Endless Hunger and the passive vamp.
He's all about stacking the stats that he already has.
I don't know, man. Anyway, they have a GA on casting. I think they'll have the Actualizer soon, so they'll be able to actualize all over the place. Because he's done it. He has a Heartsteel stack, 22 of them to be exact, which I can absolutely tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, that amounts to 1 empowered auto.
Yep.
He got one little dink in, you know?
It's more of a bonk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit of satisfaction. It's now level 16 rise though from Roma with the Actualizer, so he's very strong.
포킹하고 하는 게 좋아. 나도 궁을 안 들어갈 거야. 민재도 그냥 와리가리만 하고.
방금 내가
It's fine. Don't start with Renekton getting caught. Play with Yomu. Probably talking about what we saw earlier with, you know, the Ghost Blade and the Shurelia's combo. Speaking about not getting caught at first, Gideon is just going to have to go in. He is actually quite tanky regardless, but eventually will bite the dust as all 5 of them were just railing on the tenacious Ambessa, and that was a little bit too much. It looked like a denial of the Blast Cone as well that kind of kept him in there.
Not a good way to start the fight, because they said don't start with Renekton getting caught. This is starting with Ambessa getting caught.
They're like, okay, Ambessa.
Yeah, that's Dragon. So no soul for Bro. No soul for KT either, though. We're a long way away. Unless Teddy's going to steal it.
There's somebody in the brush. He's got a little bit of vision. That was a decent amount of damage. And the guy in the brush
so hard with it being like 1.4k smite. He just ran.
Yeah, he's very fast. Cloud Rift and Ghost going to be more than good enough to get away from that.
Okay, so still a bit of a lead for Bro, but not that much. And again, the game has been going a long time, so that goal lead is not that significant. Oh,
it's a denial with the CC. And Cuz is getting pretty low as down to about 1% he goes. As Roamer did roam warp in, but couldn't quite find the angle. That's a bunch of damage into Palu.
It's through Celestial Opposition.
Yeah.
A lot of damage. They are just going to start the Baron. Cuz is trying to heal up passively. It's up at 600 health, no flash. So,
right, there it is.
He's got ult.
Yeah, ult comes up, but the damage is real onto this Baron. Cuz has to provide a front line. We got no Meganar as well. Namgoon taking so much burst. Palu, the Baron steals the Baron away! Unbelievable! How is he able to do that? And now BDD taking a bunch, but Roamer's going to go down to defend Yunora. That's Teddy on the back line, but he's pretty low himself. And aiming is still on the chase, dashes forward. And Cuz once casting, but aiming, able to push forward the circle. Gonna get on top of Teddy, and down he will go, 978 gold! And Gideon and Bro are struggling now. As they are considering sticking around. We don't really have ults available, so they're just gonna walk away.
You know what, this might just be the method, right? We saw this from T1. KT have learned from them. You pick Mundo, you do a little bit of goofing about, you steal the objective, and you win. It's that simple, right? This was Gideon getting caught. No way you get out of there. I don't care how fed you are. And then this, this is crazy because Cuz was nowhere near.
So this should not happen.
You don't need to safety smite. You don't need to try and smite exactly on 1400.
Oh, the belt!
Because Cuz isn't near. So you don't need to try and smite exactly on 1400. He's not near, he doesn't have flash. You can let it get to like 1200, right? So the fact he's trying to smite it exactly on 1400 is just a massive flaw that allows it to happen.
Casting's going in, and he's kind of caught here. He's a big Renekton, but okay, does have the GA. They fight aiming! He's frontlining and just dies. It's now perfect. It's got Meganar. I think they're considering going in on this one as we're just realm warping out.
Yeah, disengaged, right call there. Didn't have the cooldowns available immediately. They managed to take out aiming, but not sure if they can really translate immediately. This game has turned into a whole mess.
We just knew eventually it was going to break open at some point.
Yeah.
Finally.
How did this one start? Oh, that's how. He was like, I'm just going to jump onto the Nico.
I have GA, guys. It's fine.
And then Teddy from over the wall snipes him. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually works out pretty well. But then they're like, hey, Meganar about to come up. We got to disengage. We have brewed long enough, it seems. That is certainly a gold graph.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't a gigantic lead, but it was a strong lead early that plateaued. And unfortunately, they weren't able to continue with it.
130 until Dragon, it would be Sulfur Bro. I do think the movement speed would come in very useful with how these fights are playing out. Roma, I think, will have Flash. I don't think anyone else on Bro will, apart from Namgoon. Aiming has Flash. BDD should be up in time. Perfect has Flash, which is pretty big. So Summoner economy, a little bit favored towards KT. In terms of items, I mean, aiming is super strong right now and has got a QSS, which is big.
He didn't need cleanse.
Cuz has even more stacks, right, on his heart steal.
Yeah.
Wow. GA now picked up by Gideon as well.
Yeah. So Gideon's got it. Finishes that off. Still no Eclipse. That's fine. The GA of casting on cooldown did use it in the last fight. And Bro are here a minute ahead. So they are making it clear we're staking our claim on this objective. Do not approach. Cuz has different ideas. As Gideon wants to engage, and Cuz is taking an immense amount of damage, but he is Mundo. Does pop the ult here, though, pretty early on.
Yeah, it's not that long cooldown at this late, but it's still going to be a while.
Meganar timing actually gets procced here. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, but it looked like kind of Teddy was trading with him, and now he's Meganar right now. But I think he is not going to have it for the fight, if Bro played this correctly.
Yeah, this is actually perfect for Bro. If they act now, no Meganar, Cuz still doesn't have his ult for like another 30 or so seconds. But they need to make it happen.
Yeah, they're trying to get this scuttle for the vision. They are going to pick it up. And now casting just going to get in the brush.
Yeah, trying to land poke. Perfect's building up his Narbar again.
BDD over the wall, going to do a nice chunk here to casting, who kind of has to get out of dodge. And now the Meganar is coming up because enough time has passed. So now we have that right on time, and now Bro are like, oh, I don't know about this, and trying to go for the steal. Gideon will not get it. Smites have not been on point, as now Cuz looking for the engage. They've got perfect with flash. He wants the angle, gets rooted immediately, has to flash away, and Gideon accesses the back line. It does a ton to Palu, has the GA. And now it's Bro on the front line, pushing forward. As aiming doesn't have a front line. BDD is also on the run. Down goes the Gnar. Aiming is by himself on the bottom side, trying to 1v4. Flashes over the wall, gets one, picks up another. He's going to move. Three. He's going insane mode. As it's the Quadra for aiming, making a pentakill on 12,000 damage.
He takes them all down. It feels like a 1v5. BDD there to back him up. Aiming puts the game on his back and cleans up the Bros. That's the champion you need. If you're gonna take the game to this late, that's the champion you need. What a crazy fight here. It felt like Bro had this one. You know, they go for the engage and they start to whittle down members of KT. You see as they're moving forward, they take out Palu, that slow advance comes in, the realm warp forwards. You see Perfect goes down, Cuz goes down. They're focusing aiming, but he's just pumping out damage here. Flashes over, takes out Roma. And just these members don't have the damage. Casting moves forward. We'll get the point of view.
나 괜찮고.
How does Teddy die is
Okay,
what I'm
so-
wondering.
Well, I think he's the
Oh, it's
first
aiming.
one.
Yeah, he dashes in on him.
Oh, that's...
The target selection's the main thing.
Yeah.
He takes out the threats. Main threats go down first. All the damage threats.
Yeah.
나이스.
Nicer. And these fans were losing their minds. Like, we had this in the picture-in-picture. Yeah, I don't know. The call must have been because Namgoon got the root on a BDD, and Teddy flashed forward to hit the arrow onto BDD, going right into the arms of aiming. And that was the biggest issue, because then you just don't have your Varus.
So, draft the hyper carry. Yeah,
Yes.
draft the hyper carry.
Well, if the game is going to go 40 minutes every time,
Draft the hyper carry.
Probably
yeah.
should.
And now KT feeling in control, setting up for the Baron.
Smolder next game.
Damage on it. It's gonna go down pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do have some vision on it. They see 11K. BD's still on the right side, has his wall. Gideon obviously wants to get in there. It's just going to come down to a flip, it looks like, as Gideon gets into the pit. And this time it does go to Gideon, as in the back line goes Casting, looking for BDD, but he is not going to get him, as meanwhile we had Gideon fall to aiming, and Casting just, trying to get him over the wall, but the timing not quite there on the Realm Orb. So Casting should be going down, as he does do a decent amount of damage, but at the end of the day, it's just aiming to get yet another kill on 10 now.
They get the Baron. It's 2 for 1. I think if the Baron had gone down to KT, maybe that would have been enough for them to push for the end.
Yeah.
But I think Bro going to be able to defend here and just clear the waves up. A lot of wave clear. And I don't think KT can force this one 4v3. See how this one panned out. Gideon, Smite's been a little bit off this game, but able to force his way in here.
This one got pretty low. 255.
Yeah.
Maybe early from Cuz?
I think Cuz was trying to combo with damage and he just didn't quite calculate.
Yeah.
And here, Casting, trying to find his way out. It was a nice attempt from Roma over the wall to help Casting out, but doesn't quite find it.
And just another kill for aiming. Who, yes, is full build, has his GA up, doesn't have his flash right now, might be able to get it as this dragon is spawning. Actually, he picks up an LDR, so probably sold something, unless he hadn't finished that yet. I kind of doubt it, based on the amount of kills in 41 minutes.
Was full build. He switched something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's now
It's gone.
100% crit. He has Mix, Siminar, so that has a bit of lifesteal. Obviously, doesn't have Bloodthirster, but has GA.
There's no more coach voice, but I think they got to play around Teddy's poke a little bit more. Roamer in some trouble. He barely gets away, but he is not out scot-free. He is pretty damaged, and this dragon is about to spawn. Now he is going to get that empowered recall and get back here pretty quickly with the home guards.
Cannot state enough how much they cannot let aiming get this Dragon Soul. This champion is already such a problem with the movement speed it has. You can't.
They're gonna kill this
Gideon's
so fast.
so far away. You have to get in.
They're gonna kill this so fast. Like
Gets Cloud Soul. I think it's just doomed.
Yeah, Gideon has to get in right now. He is going to flash and miss the smite as it goes to aiming, and the front line immediately goes down. Palu is out, but look at aiming. He is dashing. He is smashing once again, looking for Casting, looking for that front line, and Pro are like, no, 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 please don't attack us. We come in peace. And you know what? They're actually able to disengage. They have a little wave in the mid lane as well. They're actually going to push up to this inhibitor turret, funnily enough. But aiming still very scary, along with the rest of KT with Cloud Soul.
Yeah, so they've been routed a bit and going to lose it in here. I'm just concerned because now aiming for the rest of the game, 15% extra movement speed and that on-demand movement speed on ult, you're going to get chased down.
What?
Don't try
Guys,
again. Guys,
come on.
Lock in.
Lock in. Gideon's in trouble. He's getting kited out by a Gnar. And
Bro, lost their minds.
Yeah, bro are just, I don't know what's going on. Gideon's just out of this one. Down he's gonna go. And that's the GA also on cooldown.
Like when aiming ults, he's gonna be so fast. He's just gonna run you down, and those empowered autos from the Fiend Hunter bolts are just gonna, yeah, it's gonna hit.
could certainly like 2 or 3 tap a couple of people. I do think, you know, even that last fight, if he had Cloud Soul, he probably could have chased at least one of them down. Although the rest of the team perhaps not able to follow as well.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
He didn't even have his Q up, I don't think.
All right, that's going to be the QSS, the Scimitar, used by aiming. And we got Elder in 4 minutes. This game has potential to break the current record of the LCK Cup longest game, which is 46 minutes, 36 seconds, T1 versus KT Game 2. And I think for KT, maybe you just say, we're ahead. We're in a good spot with this Unara. Let's wait for the Elder to spawn and not let them get close. No flipping.
Oh.
We might have another game after this one. So
I mean,
these long games
it's looking
are
likely at this point.
Yeah.
Bro, have to. Problem is, he's got GA as well. I think they need a pick on someone who isn't aiming, because if they kill aiming, that sounds good, right? Killing aiming, but he's gonna respawn with the GA and be a problem. I mean, if they just catch aiming out of position, that's great, right?
Oh, they caught Gideon, and he's gonna be rooted up. Gets the QSS out
aiming
there.
For the speed.
He's doing so much damage right now. Nobody can deal with aiming. As there he is, he's legendary. Gideon is down, and it's 5v3 casting. Desperate to take out the Unara and does so. But the double knockup comes in from Palu, and that should be it. Roamer is down, casting is as well. And I think KT have done a TP into the mid lane. And this is a done deal. We will be moving on to a game number 3, unless Namgung is somehow able to create a miracle. It's not going to happen. They will be pushing down mid.
I mean, I feel like it already hit that sort of critical mass, but you add in the Cloud Soul movement speed, and aiming was just charging forward to run them down. The turning point of this game was that massive team fight where he was able to just put the game on his back. 1v9, carry it, and yeah, draft a hyper carry. These games are going slow, they're going long. That's what they needed. And KT answer back and take us to a game 3.
Smolder next game.
Might be the play.
We'll have to wait and see. Down will go the Nexus. We will go to a game 3. KT not out of this yet. They have been dealing with so many long, close, tense matches, games against T1 and 2 here against Bro. And they have another game to go into. I feel like after all of this experience now, they should kind of get it, and maybe they'll be able to close it out in game 3.
Maybe, but who knows? Who really knows at this point? And like, I'm looking at game 3, I'm like, what are the drafts going to look like? What are the learnings going to be from these earlier series? I mean, Teddy does more damage by effect of being a poke champion, but aiming in that team fight was just the main character. And it just feels like these games are going long. It's chaotic. Yeah.
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 This is tiring. Says something about it being torture to be a KT fan. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it here at the LCK.
Don't worry. Only one more game of torture.
Tonight. 1-1 between Bro and KT Roaster. We'll see you after the break.
미드 궁각도 살짝 볼게.
얘네 원딜 미드 계속
잘라볼게.
노플이야.
오케이.
야, 슈리함 킬게 나도.
야, 나를 너무 좋다. 야, 나를 어때?
남매사
나 괜찮아.
한턴 빼고 우리 바로 쏘고 했다.
나 봐줘. 봐줄게.
야, 이게 질러 질러 봐줘. 이게 바로 노플.
야, 잡았다.
야, 쭉 가자 이거.
가라마 풀. 나 들어갈게.
야, 레인. 얘들 라이즈 봐줄게. 라이즈.
레넥. 야, 미드. 미드 라인 가줘. 미드 라인 한번 가줘.
마무리.
마무리 됐고.
미드라인 바로 20초에
살릴 수 있어.
미드라인.
살릴만해 이거.
그냥 끝났어.
살리면 내가 몸 되긴 해.
끝났어.
바로 스틸 좋았네.
델타 하라리가.
말도 안 되게 이겼네.
Even if you do get behind, even if you do lose the lane, I honestly think it's just better to make sure you're situated for the late game.
Just don't pick Jhin, right? Just, dear God, do not pick Jhin, right? Don't think.
Oh no,
Don't think.
procced it.
Don't
It's
think.
happening now.
They're gonna be like, oh, guys, we just have to win lane even harder. No.
Think about the Jhin.
No, don't do that. Just, we know how it's gonna go. We can't change you, right? The KT fans accept KT for who they are, right? They
Casting's
accept
gonna
all
first
the
pick Sion.
They accept all the ups and downs. The bro fans love you no matter what, right? They accept the bro and brew. That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
They love it, right? Just, that's how it's gonna be. I honestly, whichever team locks in small, I don't think it's gonna happen, but if they do, I am so down for it.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be a ticket to success, but I don't think we'll see it.
It doesn't have to be Smolder per se. I think that would make us the most excited.
It's the vibes of the champion,
Yeah.
right? It's the ticking time bomb that says, oh, you did nothing for 25 minutes, game's over. You know, that's what the Gwen did, the level 20 Gwen.
We had that. Aurora.
Yeah, a lot of mid lane has been taken out of the pool.
First pick Sion into Jhin Bard pickup here for KT.
A lot of junglers been freed up with how this draft has gone. Because last time we had J4, Vi, and Wukong all banned, and now all open. They've banned the Nocturne. So J4, Vi, Wukong, which I think this is really good for Cuz. The space was saying how they want something you can be proactive on. So now Cuz, J4, Wukong are available if you want to lean on them. Gideon has taken Vi. Does have that point and click CC, which, I mean, if aiming is going to pick something hyper carry-esque, you have an answer. You have that point and click CC. Is Cuz going to take his jungler now, or are you going to go for something? Are you going to prioritize something else first?
There's a lot of discussion with Cuz, and it's not his time to pick, so I think there it is.
Wukong.
Wukong. Now the question is what goes along with it. Something we've seen a lot in the past is, you know, Ahri Wukong takes the Ahri away as well, but there are still some other picks that you can consider.
I wouldn't be against leaving mid till a bit later. If you have like a prior top, be okay with picking here.
Aiming's talking a decent amount. Thinking about beating Zoe.
BD Zoe. He's
That's
just going to slam
early
it.
too.
Yeah, if you're confident and you think the mid pool's been thinned enough that there's not a good response. I do like the fact that they already have this Vi for Bro as something that can gap close, but Zoe is still just a pain to deal with if you can't get on top of her.
What is like Galio? Galio isn't like the best at dealing with it. Oh, the Mel.
Oh, Mel is horrible for Zoe to deal with.
Oh, that's okay. Ziggs.
It's not Mel. I actually thought the Mel pick was pretty good. Like, you throw the Sleepy Trouble Bubble out, and she just rebounds it. Also, you go in for your burst, and she just rebounds it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious when she's going to do her stuff.
I mean, presumably this is a Ziggs bot. This doesn't fit the theme of hyper carry, per se. But it does mean you can throw the ult on top of the Zoe.
Yeah, could still be mid.
The Hen coming through for casting in the top lane. So we'll see what the response is. I mean, are you going to pick something bot? Are you going to pick something top lane? Perfect could go for, you could just go Sai on the top lane, could go Rek'Sai, something just to stabilize the matchup. Wouldn't surprise me too much if he was to lean towards that.
And
instead, going for the Kennen. so wants to put the pressure down.
Yeah.
A lot of I feel like Zen does well into melees because you can just fight them and maintain his passive. Harder to do into a ranged champion.
Yeah. A perfect stun being bullied, which he was for 2 full games, even though he was playing Gnar into Renekton. Ahri's banned immediately, so.
Yep. So Ahri Vi not going to be a thing, and this does mean the mid pool is going to be thinned a good amount for Roma. So I'm not sure what he's necessarily going to play in this situation. Could play Yone, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if Ziggs is bot, and you're not going to play an AD carry mid.
I mean, it helps with the whole we're going to engage and dive in, and gap close, and you can't just sit there and poke us.
Yeah.
So, and also you can use like your E to like snap back if you get Zoe bubbled. You are going to get harassed in lane, but I mean, that happens all the time for Yone. We'll see though.
Is Roamer confident to pull it out here?
That's the question.
I do wonder.
Alistair ban going to come through. I think Alistair does a good job appealing both Wukong and Kennen. I think the Sivir ban, good when you are looking to play the Ziggs. I feel like maybe KT could go for like an Ezreal in this situation. So that could be a decent ban.
Or Jhin.
They could definitely play a Jhin here.
Yeah.
But I think aiming walk into Ezreal.
Ezreal banned now, so all of a sudden, those Jhin stocks rising. Doesn't have to go into it. We are looking at Nautilus.
Okay, Apollo just going with something he's comfortable on. We'll lock that one in. Now, for Bro, looks like it could end up being a Ziggs mid. Should be a bit of a curveball, as we have only seen Ziggs bot lane. I'm not a big fan of the MF bot, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot banned out by both Fearless and the team themselves.
Not a big fan of this. MF Leona, I guess. Leona into Nautilus. Yeah. Okay.
You do have a lot of, we're going to find a target and we're going to throw ults at it.
Yeah,
and it's
can do that. The only thing is, if there's ever like anyone threatening the MF, it's really hard to play the game.
Yeah.
Like Kennen, Wukong, Nautilus can all make your life really uncomfortable. So that's a little bit difficult, I feel. But I do think the... oh, yeah, of course it's Jhin.
Of course it's Jhin. I mean, there's no like big tanks at least.
Yeah.
And they have other damage.
This is just so funny that we were talking about how like, oh, that's not Jhin.
Just kidding.
That's Kai'Sa. That is going to be a rougher lane though. Yeah, I love how we were talking about how like, you know, it's been slower games, lean into the scaling, and both teams are like, we're going explosive. We've been too passive. Let's be active.
If they're actually active and make plays, then sure.
Let's
I'm
hope.
for it.
Let's see it. Ziggs mid. Okay. Last time we saw this was when Chovy played it. And he's back Satchel second, and I crashed out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Don't get bubbled by Zoe, not fun. You can at least satchel yourself a little bit away if you do get bubbled, but you can still just follow up. That being said, when, you know, you do have a lot of poke. Yeah, some interesting compositions to come out. I do think bot lane matchup's pretty good for you. And you do have a lot of setup for like Ziggs ult, MF ult. But I think it's a really, these compositions are a lot about making plays and being proactive. A lot of snowbally picks here.
It says it takes her 6 hours and 40 minutes to walk home. I surely hope that's not the choice.
Yeah, so don't walk home. That's my advice.
Yeah, well, trains might shut down if the night goes late enough, as it's KT Rolster versus Breon going into Game 3.
소환사를 바꾸고 계십니다. 미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
You know, there was a lot of deliberation when Teddy was locking in that MF, and he gave like the final nod. He was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So it felt like they were thinking about something else, and we weren't exactly too happy with the MF. But a lot of stuff gone, a lot of stuff banned, and not everything works with their comp, and they decided this would be the choice.
First bomb of the game hit.
It's a good sign.
Win.
Good sign.
Mental edge. That's
Now,
what you're looking for.
If I'm thinking about comfort,
Oh, and never mind, he missed. Never mind.
I think BDD wins this 100 out of 100 times. Like, it's BDD's Zoe. We don't know a whole lot about Romer's Ziggs, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe he's. How do you know, right? Maybe,
Based on the information we
maybe
have.
Roma's a Ziggs guy and you just don't know it.
The only Ziggs guy I know is you. And me.
You know, I got some bad news, though.
Sidestep.
He's doing good, but I have some bad news.
Yeah, what's that?
He's got the wrong skin.
Oh, no. That's a problem. The aggressive satchel gets BDD into a rough spot. Ghost has to be utilized.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a good satchel. But he did go the wrong skin. He went the Arcanist one. Everyone knows Pool Party's the correct skin.
Yeah.
A little rubber ducky.
So I guess he's not a Ziggs guy.
And you get also the splash when you throw the bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Some champions just have a correct skin. This is how it is. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. Yeah, this is
going in, but
yeah, he went in at level 2, and
Yeah.
Leona's pretty strong at level 2, but you don't have your W, which makes you tanky, so can be a little dangerous, especially because the thing is, short trades, MF, great. Long trades, Kai'Sa, a bit more great. Casting not having a good time in this matchup at all, to no one's surprise.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen this matchup in the LCK,
don't believe so.
but it doesn't really take
Okay.
an expert to figure out. You know, the champion who stacks up his passive by fighting against a ranged champion who keeps you at bay. Yeah.
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 Keeps you at range, keeps you very low.
Stuns you if you try and get close to him.
Yeah.
There are windows where Zahen can like close the gap if he like flips you in, but until that happens, casting is not having a fun time. Casters, we're doing okay. Thanks.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
No one asked, but
How do you know? There might be somebody.
yeah,
Maybe somebody out there asked.
Well, if you did, thank you.
Or maybe they wondered, you know, like, oh, I hope the casters are doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a 6 game. It's a long day. Long 6 game.
Also, the meta is getting back to like real OG LCK feels.
Yeah.
By the way, Perfect is it's kind of low now. I don't know what happened here, but
Yeah, but casting has 15 CS and Perfect has 31. So
yeah. But at least casting was able to somehow trade up.
get a little cheeky trade in.
But yeah, like back when I first started for real, like I did do 2012, but that was kind of like half a season. That wasn't like a real thing. But in 2017, the meta was also very slow.
Yeah.
And so it was really good for like a new-ish league caster to kind of get used to the longer games and the long grind, build that stamina, you know?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Ox?
I'm doing okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, we when I was on the LPL, there were these days where they'd do 3 best of 3s. Like you guys used
Yes,
to have the challenges.
I have heard the legends.
Yeah. So those days were definitely the stamina builders.
Did you ever get a 9-gamer?
Yes.
Oh, you are so not cringe.
Yes.
I wish I could say the same.
Yeah, those were the good times.
Yeah, me and Wolf are the cringe casters. Oh, stun is going to land. Casting. Bit of trouble here. So he's going to get the pullback, but the stun comes through. One more auto. Ooh, that's
Oh
why
my
you drink
God.
your potions.
Yeah, the Doran shield healing, the second wind, the health potion, all coming in clutch to keep him alive. And now he's going to TP back in and pick up the wave. He's fine.
Cannon wave. He's chilling.
Calculate. Didn't even flash. Didn't need it. You know, had it in the bag. Guys, CS just is irrelevant. Don't look at it.
Gold
Don't think
isn't
about
real.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean-
no one cares about gold.
We have learned over the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, plus
Does not matter.
I have some news to break to you. Kennen has been out for a while. This is an old champion.
Yeah.
Zahen is brand new. So at some point in the game, Kennen is going to ult. And yeah, it's going to do stuff. It's probably going to have high impact. But Zahen is going to do what's called release date check. And he's just going to release date all over the Rift.
Yeah.
And it's going to be crazy.
He is going to Grim Deliverance a reality check.
Oh, that's so
to this
cool.
Kennen.
You know ability names. I thought you couldn't do that.
That's like one of the, yeah, because, you know, he's relatively new, so I looked it up, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's kind of,
Yeah.
I said it like a couple of times, so now it's kind of stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good work. Good job, Brendan.
Valdez.
Brendan Valdez.
Yep. Brendan Valdez. Valdez.
Brendan Valdez Valdez.
That's my full name.
Brendan Valdez Valdez. Thank you.
I saw this meme. I feel like you're the one who shared it with me, where it's like a cat whose name is like 5 names long, but he also goes by Joe or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know, I guess it wasn't you then. This is the satchel tech where you're like, yep, I'm out of there. Nice bubble, nerd. Aiming is going to flash away. I'm gonna find it later. The meme.
Okay.
I'll
I
let
was
you know.
like, you just said it and then you moved on. I was like, okay.
Well, no, it's because it's like Brendan Valdez, but I go by Valdez. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's some cat called Joe. You've really just been going, like, just bringing stuff. I feel like you're just trying to bait me all today.
It is fun. It's
That's been, you know, honestly, that's been the thing that's been testing my stamina the most, right? You know, this day could be twice as long,
yeah.
but really, you're the one who's been testing me. Pushing my limits.
Reminds me of Atlas casting with Chronicler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Sorry?
Oh, Malhouse.
My house.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's still around, still watching for some reason from his Malhouse in the Netherlands. With what?
With Peter Pan.
Blaming doesn't have flash, and now he's kind of just being run down here. Uh-oh, he's going to get ulted and just die!
Yeah.
First blood goes to Teddy. Feeling pretty comfortable on this MF.
Well, that's the lane matchup, right? MF just bullying out the Kai'Sa. I think the thing is, right, we were a little bit unsure about the MF, but you did just draft Kai'Sa into it, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. So Aiming's getting bullied out pretty heavily.
59.
And as we know, gold leads are real, and the game is going to end on the back of them having an advantage. The game is not going to continue.
Yeah. We don't have any evidence against that fact.
Yeah. Paul is holding the wave here, though, so he's been a good support.
There are like 8 wards over there from both teams.
I don't know why, whenever we make jokes about Mao, it absolutely kills me. It's just... it's just so funny for some reason. It's even funnier now he's gone.
Now he's gone, but we're still making jokes.
It's also 'cause I just know he's at home listening.
Yeah.
That just makes it even better. Oh.
By the way, KT are using Coach Voice, which I don't think we've seen.
Oh.
We saw Bro using it last game.
Maybe this is a hype one. It's like, good job, guys. You're doing great.
What, right after Aiming died? Or-
Yeah.
Good job, Aiming. Great work. Yeah, the Kai'Sa was your idea, right?
Oh my god. I need to chill out, man.
We have a long game ahead of us. There's like at least 30 minutes left.
This is the point where I start to lose it. Okay.
It is almost 11 o'clock here.
I'm good. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, bot lane, pretty substantially ahead, but top lane also pretty ahead. So in total, it's only a 200 gold lead for Bro. Kind of meaningless. even more meaningless than the gold leads we've generally had, which
Yeah.
have been quite meaningless.
We've had larger gold leads that end up not mattering at all.
Yeah. Once you've seen a 14,000 gold lead
Yeah.
get thrown, it's kind of whatever.
Perfect. Starting from next TP, don't use it back to your lane and save it for bot cover TP. Aiming, you got this. No need to tilt.
그럼 바위 이거 위쪽에 막고.
바위 위쪽이야 일단 지금.
So, kind of the opposite of what we were saying.
Honestly, probably a better thing to say than what we were suggesting.
Yeah. That's good, though.
Aiming, you got this. Lock in.
Yeah. Stop tilting.
Never tilt. You have this in the bag. Remember last game when you got a pentakill?
Yeah.
There you go.
He could do it on Kaisa. This was one of the first champs for aiming where it was like, wow, he just keeps getting to play it and nobody's banning it, and he takes over all of these games.
It was a good champ for him, so, you know, we'll see. Not a fun lane for him.
Yeah. It's down 2,000 gold. 11 minutes in. Got some yelling on stage.
Oh.
A fight is breaking out as Cuz is able to cyclone his way to safety. One of the loudest pro gamers actually is Cuz. And we are on the KT side.
He's
so
very vocal. I don't know if you
Yeah.
watched last year. KT put out a bunch of voice comms. I'm gonna hold this thought while we're fighting this dragon.
Yep. Zoe not really able to do much. They want to go in on it because he doesn't have his ult. As now he is going to go back in. Teddy kind of stuck in the pit, but he's able to get out, but aiming says no. This ult's on top of him, and now there's no one to protect any of them. That is a double kill for aiming.
Job's done.
Perfect.
It's fixed.
Who is still going in. Romer is kind of in a rough spot now. He doesn't have his flash. And apparently no satchel either. Gets gunbladed to death. And Casting just chilling in the top lane.
And you know the call, save the TP.
Yeah.
For bot, it seems to have paid off pretty well. I mean, to be fair, they only got the extra kill on a Roma thanks to Perfect. But even so, the team fight in general going really well for KT. Aiming, getting a good pickup there. So in the situation, they engage onto Cuz here, doesn't have the ult. Apollo gets straight onto Teddy, aiming with a target selection, chases him to the other end of the fight. And Nangun just left here isolated as they chase him down. Bro, no, they have to disengage, especially with the TP coming. And then BDD, picking up all the flashes, can chase down the Ziggs. I guess Perfect was the insurance policy to make sure like there's no way they lose this and they get the exit kills. But yeah. The thing I was saying before, so last year, KT, especially towards the end of the year, where they were doing voice comms off all their games, especially their big matches in playoffs, worlds, and you know, Cuz was super vocal in all those shot calling and stuff. I always think it's really cool to see when teams post their comms, because obviously, I mean, we with coach voice have gotten a look in at like the role of different coaches in the team, but also with voice comms for teams, we get a sort of view in it, like what role each player has in terms of like the comm structure and what they say.
Grim Deliverance right on top of Perfect, who is going to throw up the slicing Maelstrom right in his face, but he does have to flash away. And Casting now is beginning to feel pretty good about the way the trading is going. After getting a beating early on, Namgoon pretty tanky here on the Leona, but now the Eclipse is down. Solar Flare comes down, and aiming says no regardless. Teddy does a bit of damage back, but take a look at the gold diff for the AD carries now, as it was 2K 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're feeling a lot better now, and Namgoon, he was the one who hex flashed forward. He stepped in, so he is now on the back foot, and we talked a little bit about drafting for lane versus drafting for late game. I'm feeling a lot better about the Kaisa right now. Gold leads are fake, Brendan.
They are.
That's what we learned.
They are very fake.
They're not real.
At least early on in LCK Cup, where our teams are kind of still figuring it out. Or maybe they were never real, and we just didn't realize until right now.
No, I think it's this season. You just can't close games as easy.
It is true. You don't get free Barons. Feels like the
Barons
souls
aren't worth as much.
are good, but not always great. Like we have Ocean Soul here.
Well, it's also your only win con is Soul, right? And if your soul's bad, then you can't necessarily end.
Yeah.
And
unless you're really far ahead.
And if you miss out on a dragon, then it's like, okay, you know, that stalled the game loads.
Yeah, and installing the game is easier.
There's no Adakan, right, to give you a massive boost. Baron isn't as easy, and it doesn't give as much gold. There's just a lot of factors. Also, with all the quests and stuff, it's like, it's hard to stop the enemy team getting guaranteed value. Like, it's hard to really choke the enemy team completely out of the game.
Because they get the quest eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Even if they were a little bit behind, like even if Aiming got his quest a little bit later, like he made up some of the gold by having 3 kills.
And he's going to have cash back.
Yeah.
He's inevitably going to have items.
You think some of that's going to get nerfed?
I think it should. They buffed cashback because it wasn't being used last year before all this, like the quest came in. And I think they should nerf cashback with the context of the quest existing.
Well, they know Palu's here, so they're just going to go for an engage as Roamer's in trouble. He is getting zoned by every which thing as eventually he just get rooted and killed by Palu.
Goodbye.
But
just
yeah.
target, kill target. They engage on him, blow him up. And things are not looking good for the bros. Not much brewing going on here, honestly.
I mean, they're trying to fight fire with this comp, but yeah, some of the fights, the setup has just been much better for KT.
Yeah, they have tools to engage. It is very much just a, especially this trio of the Nautilus, the Wukong, and the Kai'Sa, it's just see target, kill target.
And that's exactly what they're doing. It feels like Bro, they're like trying to set up for stuff, but they're not 100% sure, and then like one person gets caught out in a weird spot, and if you do that against, you know, Zoe, Nautilus, Wukong, you're going to get caught. You will get CC'd by something.
Oh, bro, start the dragon.
Well,
okay, this is scary for bro. Not for KT, this is fine for KT.
Yeah, no Nautilus ult. We'll see if that factors in as, oh, it's just taken by Cuz. Walks up and takes it as a ton of burst damage from the ults do come down from Bro. And the Zahan is going crazy in the pit. Cuz should be going down here. As sleeping in the brush, he is. Benangun goes in, keeps him in place as Teddy and Casting do move forward. Aiming and BDD still trying to fire at them, but yeah, you know, a very close fight, and at the end of the day, KT got the dragon.
Yeah, I think would have possibly gotten better for KT if they didn't stand in all the AoE. I think that was possibly a factor in this fight not going well for them, but they still get the dragon. A good steal from Cuz in that situation. Ultimately, he's just Bro getting their ults off in the way they want. So here, Teddy ends up channeling and doesn't go interrupted. Normally, the backline damage comes through. They also get the Grim Deliverance off. Just kind of scrappy. Also, not sure what happened with Cuz's flash there. Yeah. A little bit messy.
Yeah. It was kind of getting crazy in the pit, and there were some primary targets for KT of Bro in the pit, so they were kind of like funneled in, and then they took a ton of damage, but it was like not a terrible situation somehow after that. And so things got a little bit wacky. Aiming never really got access to the backline. He was kind of just hanging out, which can happen. And so yeah, now about 800 gold.
I think that's the thing is that KT's comp does need to be more decisive with its engages and get on the backline. If Rover and Teddy can kind of just free fire from distance, and especially Casting on this Zahen, if he's able to just like get in the mixer and ult and hit everyone and get his passive stacked is a problem. Is actually very durable. So that's an example of how the fights don't want to go for KT.
Yeah.
But they are one dragon away from Seoul. Not the best Ocean Soul team by any means. No one's really that bulky to benefit from it, except maybe Cuz, but even he's not like a crazy tanky champion.
Casting doing a lot of lurking in the jungle. I thought he was going to go in on that one, but I guess wanted to make sure that, you know, there was no jungle there, and actually Cuz did eventually show up, so better safe than sorry after diving a cannon with, you know, a bunch of stuns, Gunblade, and the Wukong, who could have potentially been there, not to mention Aiming if he's anywhere near. Can always join a fight. But still, definitely trying to press that lead. I do like how casting pretty much every game has been like, no, I'm winning.
Wait, how does Aiming have the tier 3 boosts? He's cheating.
He is cheating.
Oh.
That's the only explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he managed that. It's crazy.
That is crazy. Well,
so again, we're here in the mid game, and yes, we might get another fight over the next Ocean Drake.
we're back to brewing.
But like, we're just kind of hanging out. We're just all scaling again, and we knew this was going to happen. I know the teams wanted to try to be a bit more aggro.
It was a bit more aggro for a little bit.
For both sides, but like eventually you do just hit a stopping point. As long as you don't have a massive lead. And I feel like in the LCK,
I think to the credit,
hard to get a
right?
massive lead.
If you imagine a scenario where it wasn't an Ocean Soul, if it was like a Hextech Soul, KT could be feeling really good right now. They would be like, oh, we're one away from Soul. It's a really good Soul. We get this, we win. The problem is, it's not a good Soul.
yeah,
And they're like, well,
we'll take it.
we'll take it. Faster Elder.
Yeah.
You know, let's
But
flip it.
also, you know, if they ever get into trouble, they don't even have to worry about giving it over, really. I mean, Zahan can be a bit obnoxious if he gets a lot of Ocean Drakes, but
Yeah, the Drakes or whatever, but if
I don't
if
think
casting
they'll
gets
care.
Ocean Soul, it's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, he heals a lot anyway. But, yeah, it's just, you know, it could have been one of these souls that was a real big problem. But, you know, I digress. They are looking to try and push in here mid. A lot of pressure on Roma. He's trying to use the minefield to clear, but it's hard when he's solo.
Yeah, they're just going to give it up here. Mid tier 1 does go down. It's a lot of pressure for potentially BDD. We always talk about the Zoe, even though it is already 22 minutes in.
It's so hard to set up vision around the dragon with it being an ocean rift, though. So many extra brushes. You can see KT's done a pretty good job. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Namgoong's right in front right away. He knows the threat. Even the Kaisa. Got to be careful about all that poke. Perfect here on the left side.
They have vision on them, and casting's on the flank, so...
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Might be so... Oh.
Okay, they're just going to send it. They just kind of have to. Casting, though, is taking a ton of damage. And there's no follow-up. He just dies. And that's not what I meant when they have to send it, because, yeah, now they're just getting pummeled by BDD, and they absolutely have to give this Ocean Drake up. There is no chance they can fight here.
The thing is, they don't have the vision set up. Casting just kind of ran in by himself. This is not how you play around an objective. Like, there's no other way to spin it. This was just brute forcing, and it didn't work. And the thing is, you can't even make an argument like, oh, they couldn't contest the space. KT committed to mid. They moved in on mid for the tower and gave up space, and you just didn't do a good job of clearing out the vision. You were like hanging around for a pick on the bot side of the map. This was just bad setup from Bro. Like, they were just so tunnel visioned on a pick that they didn't do a good job of setting up. And then it ended up in a scenario where they just didn't have vision parity and BDD could do what he wanted, so...
Yeah. And then worse than that, they tried to force a fight and the coordination wasn't even there. Like, casting ends up going in alone, and it's like, well, the whole setup wasn't... They didn't have the foundation built, and then also, like, the top of the house was all over the place. It just wasn't a good...
Yeah, the wheels weren't attached to the house.
Yeah. Very important to have that house around the wheels. And,
there was no mill on the house.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Romer is... They know this Baron is a potential threat, but they're losing a lot of objectives, like mid-tier 1, top-tier 1. And now casting is kind of in check. He does have a Maw, but Shadow Flame and Orb finished here for perfect. As Bro saying, well, we want to get some gold on the map too. We want to move forward and take some of these towers down.
A little bit of gold picked up in return, but not a ton.
And there's, I guess they have made the decision as a team, like, we are going to make something happen.
Oh,
and unfortunately, they have made something happen, but it's not looking all too good. This Namgoong is in trouble, has to flash away.
A lot of summoners been there. That's 3 flashes on the back of that play.
Yeah.
Which also gives BDD a flash, which he'll take. Casting gonna try and pressure this tower now, which means KT gonna move over to the Baron.
Yep, absolutely should. BDD does get kind of just shot down there by Teddy, but I do wonder if they have a reel in onto this Baron pit. A lot of sums down, and here comes the turn. Namgung in trouble, and the back line is accessed. Roamer has to get out of there with the satchel. Cuz though getting pretty low. It's a trade of Cuz for Namgung, as that is the kill onto the Ziggs as well. As the crowd goes insane, casting here, trying to run away, doesn't have any help, and aiming was still holding on to his ult. So eventually will take down the Zahin on top of it all. Even the flash burned at the very end, and KT take another big fight.
It feels really hard for Bro to approach at this point. Roamer getting absolutely
What's going on over here?
Oh no.
What's happening here? Well, at least the Gromp is trying to help, but it's not going to keep him alive, as yeah, that wasn't worth.
No, it was not. Yeah, you know, they're trying to walk up and they're just so easy for them to turn. And I think, you know, obviously Namgung goes down, but it's BDD's second snipe here with a flash on a Roamer. That was just the icing on the cake. And casting just isn't really able to make any headway. Kind of being useless.
I mean, he tried to 1v1 the cannon, and then the rest of his team had to back because they were at a disadvantage, and then this was rough. I mean, Gideon, I think he was on vision when he started this as well.
But he got the blue!
No, he didn't. It was Zoe and Kaisa. And that's going to be Baron just because they're not on the map. We talk about how Baron can be difficult to take down, but if the enemy team doesn't exist and you have any amount of damage, you can take it down eventually.
Game's looking pretty rough from this state. Teddy's still 4-1, but I feel like unless KT all funnel into his ult and kind of just massively misstep, odds are low. Odds are pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it happening. It does seem like KT, they feel a bit more comfortable with these comps that are willing to scrap in the early to mid game, get, you know, 1-2 items and just set up on objectives, and Bro never really was able to get close in some of these objective fights.
I think also the Zoe just creates so much space, and at no point have Bro really found a window to close distance on it. And now he has a Seeker's Arm Guard as well. So he has summons, he has Seeker's Arm Guard. I'm not gonna lie as well, we've not seen the Ziggs do anything, so
yeah.
Unconvinced.
Well, PDD's still finding angles. They're attempting to find an angle onto him and punish it, but it's not looking likely. He does have the barrier, and the siege is on with the Baron. They still have 1:42 on this Rebel Baron power play.
Gideon's gone for like a Giga flank, but BDD's kind of just watching him, so not gonna happen. Aiming has picked up IE. They've got like kind of on hit slash crit. So he's got like 50% crit with that IE, but has picked up the agility cloak.
Medgiants for BDD.
Okay.
He's not messing around. He wants to end this game.
They have a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A lot of damage.
He's like, if we're gonna get ahead, I'm at least going to get stacks. Like we're not getting 14K ahead and not ending this game. And that's one way to do it. And they've got the angle, the three-man cyclone onto them, and immediately in goes aiming. Even the hook, everything is beautiful here from KT. They will put their fans out of their misery and finally give them a win here in this series as Bro group up for it, and KT knock them down.
Absolute decimation in the team fights in this game. BDD on his signature Zoe just smashes through Bro.
Those are
considering
KT fans.
How much slower the first two games were. This one was just like a brute force punch from KT. They will be able to close the series out. The expected result overall, but an interesting manner in how it played out.
Yeah, very nicely done here from KT in game number 3. Bro stood no chance. And apparently, with the KT win, we will not have a tiebreaker. And aiming, having a lot of fun here. Obviously, the pentakill on the Yunara, but also the Kaisa, lots of comfort for him. Didn't feel like an aiming angle for like POG for game 3, but he played well. I feel like everybody played well here on the side of KT.
Yeah, I think, honestly, whenever PDD plays Zoe. He's kind of just game warping, but I also think like the Yunara play probably gonna swing it for aiming.
Yeah.
Overall, and his Kai'Sa was pretty good. Lane was rough, but he really bounced back.
He was exhausted.
It's been a long day and a long series. KT had the battle for this one. I think it's going to be a weird one because it's obviously good that they broke, that bit of a loss streak. It's obviously good that they got this comeback, bouncing back from the loss against T1, which was a rough loss. But still, a lot of things to kind of reflect on. This wasn't a clean series. It was a KT series.
Yeah, it definitely was. I could feel it. And KT eventually did win in the end this time. As we send Bro off, unfortunately, that does leave them at, I believe it's 0-4.
Yeah.
At this point, so.
They will play DRX in the Super Week. So that's their last chance that's the last team for them to play out of the five, sorry, in the opposite group. To be fair, I feel like Group Elder, the average level has looked. It feels like if you are the weaker team of your, out of Group Baron, I feel like when you look at Group Elder, it just feels like the average level is generally. Whereas I feel like in comparison, Group Baron is top heavy.
Yeah.
So Group Baron, you're probably going to get blasted by Genji and T1, but it's easier to pick up wins from the others. Whereas, for Group Baron, DRX is like the easiest opponent, and then.
And even they're like pretty good.
Yeah.
Took a game off of T1. They almost won that series against DNS. It feels like a lot of contenders in there,
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Cubs was pretty big here on the Wukong. Lots of big Cyclones.
What are we laying today, Brendan?
Gold still in general is not real.
Yeah, I think definitely teams can afford to. I think we've seen a lot of compositions where when you have clear go buttons, Genji definitely had a comp that was a bit like that, where it's like you have clear, this is how we're going to set up fights, this is how we're going to go, working a lot better. That composition we saw in game one with the Braum, Lucian, Azir was not working. Games are going to be slower though, so having some scaling aspect, definitely a boon.
Now that's a gold difference.
And we did also learn what a wheelhouse was. So that was important.
Yeah.
We also
learned about the history of it.
That you used to be Brendan Valdez and you're now Brendan Valdez.
Yes. Big change has been made over the years.
Yes.
Happened a while ago. It was like 2016.
You're a whole different person now.
Yes, I have totally changed. Let's look at the POM. We'll be aiming. Not a big surprise.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
Even the Lucian, 3-1. Obviously, I think the Lucian pick was more of an issue. I think his play on it was fine. I mean, there wasn't really good angles for him. And he also did save the game by pentakilling. Yeah,
I think hard not to vote for him after the Yunara game. I think if we had POG, I think BDD probably gets it to game 3. But I that Yunara game was just kind of crazy. And then he was still solid on the Kai'Sa game. So I think it makes sense.
Did you vote for aiming?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, okay. Spoilers. There you go.
I figured you did. I mean, it does make sense. But,
how did you know?
Well, he did play Yunara and get a pentakill, so there is that. But guys, thank you so much for watching us here on the cast tonight. We're going to hand it over to Deer for the POM interview translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Deer for the POM interview translation, joined by Aiming on the side of KT Roaster. Congratulations! Aiming! Wasn't it quite tough today? Yeah, it was exhausting. Please give it up for Aiming. It wasn't easy, but you were able to secure a second win for KT. How do you feel? It feels great to win. And it is getting quite late as the match extended. A lot of fans missed their bus and train. But it was worth it as long as KT won. So why do you think it ended up being a 3-game series? I think just looking at game 1, or the first match went to 3 games too, and then we were wondering, oh my gosh, what if we end up going into a 3-game series too? And we were just joking about it, but it actually came true. And in game 2, from early to mid game, Bro actually had control, but you were able to turn it around. So how did you keep your focus? You know, our comp was actually really good. And so even though the early game was kind of hard, as long as we were able to play it out until the late game, we knew that we would win. And you were able to take a pentakill with your Yunara, which was the 7th one in your career. So of course we have to watch this highlight. Did you expect this pentakill? No, I had no idea, but I think I was just really lucky and I was able to just sweep the enemy. Did you feel like you were in danger at first? I mean, we weren't actually ahead or anything, but as I just autoed them, it just ended up happening. And it looks like you are maintaining the 2nd place in the pentakill rankings in the LCK, so congrats. And game 3, you had a rough time in the early laning phase. So as Kaisa Nautilus, wasn't it difficult to play Misfortune and Leona? Yeah, we were expecting that. And as I was playing it out, honestly, it was super rough. But our team managed to close it out, and I'm just really happy about that. And Coach Musang used Coach Voice to tell you to keep it together. And then from the double kill that you got from with Kaisa, you turned the tides. Yeah, from the Coach Voice. When I heard that, you know, it's really fun hearing that from a coach instead of a player, your teammates. So it felt really new, and I think it actually did help in turning the atmosphere in the game. And right now, you have been playing with Ghost and Polu. So, as you have played with them, do their playstyles differ at all? Yeah, the 2 supports. They seem somewhat similar, yet somewhat different. But I think we really try to focus on, you know, making sure that we get a good draft out of just utilizing both of the supports. And next week, you will be against Nongshim in a best of 5. So, what is your mindset? You know, against Nongshim, a best of 5 sounds like a blast, and I really want to win against them. And any word for your fans? You know, it ended up being such a late match, but you guys stayed until the very end to cheer for us, and it was such an amazing time. So I hope it was worth it. Thank you so much. And that's the end of the interview with Aiming, and back to the desk. Thank you.